Hour of Sports 56 Middays is also brought to you by Action247.com. Now, here are your hosts, Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy.
I got a piece of land out in the countryside. Lay back and smell the sun. Warm up the Georgia pie. It's so good to be taking it easy. Why would I ever leave? 'Cause I know I got some good friends.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome in to a new week of Sports 56 Middays on this rainy Monday, but we're not going to let the rain bring you down. It is a fabulous Monday. There's a lot to talk about in the world of sports. It was a great football weekend. The NBA Finals set. The Major League Baseball postseason is set. We will discuss it all on the program today. Greg Gaston, Eli Savoy, Gabe Kuhn. We are in the Family Leisure Studios where family and fun come together. Family Leisure, 2120 Whitten Road. That is just north of I-40. Sports 56 is brought to you by Action247.com, the first hour sponsor of Sports 56 Middays. It is the Monday, September 28th, 2020 edition of the program. Today, Barrett Sallee will join us as he does each and every Monday at 11:05. To talk a little college football. Other than that, no guest scheduled. We'll try to keep it a little bit loose on Monday. We do a lot of Monday morning quarterbacking, and I'll give you an opportunity to be a part of the program via the First Bank phone lines at 360-8255, First Bank text line at 67129. Again, we're in the Family Leisure Studios. As always, where family and fun come together. Family Leisure, 2120 Whitten Road, just north of I-40. It's a rainy day today, maybe a good day to go in and check out what's happening at Family Leisure, including the world's biggest spa sale. NFL, college football, the SEC with their first weekend, Major League Baseball playoffs, the NBA Finals. It's all coming up on the program today. But first and foremost, you are listening live at 98.5 FM, Eli Savoy. We have yet another home for folks to listen to all the great shows here on Sports 56.
Yeah, that's right. This time it's official. This time it's officially official that we can say that 98.5 is indeed a new place where you can find our programs here on Sports 56. So you can check us out now at another place of the FM dial, 98.5, and do that. Let us know what you think, and set that as one of your marks, your presets on the old radio. I don't think anybody has officially a dial anymore. If you do, I don't know. That must be an old car you're driving around. But set us on one of those presets at 98.5 FM, and you can listen to us there.
Yeah, the old play-by-play radio guy would say that you are, the team's going left to right on your radio dial or right to left on your radio dial, and now there's no dials, man. I mean, you kind of get a visual still when you say left to right, right to left, but man, oh man, it's a little bit different. So there's also all the platforms that you can listen to us and watch us. Obviously, as we've talked about many times before, you can watch us live. You can message us at Sports 56 WHBQ on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Periscope, Instagram. You can check us out on the web at sports56whbq.com. So no excuses not to tell your friend, not to listen in, because we bring you great programming each and every day. Also today, of course, 5 favorite songs, which we do daily. We'll do that at 12:05 today. The category or the topic today is the word hey, H-E-Y, hey. So make sure hey is in the title of your song. You can text in right now on the First Bank text line at 67129. Again, you can send us an email. You can go ahead and you can hit us up via those other platforms that we talked about, those social platforms, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Periscope, and Instagram. Just message us at Sports56WHBQ with those lists. Before we dive into football, I'd like to dive into that beer behind you, buddy. What's going on?
Today, see, these are the things you learn as you kind of dive into various national days. I had no idea that September 28th was one of my favorite days of the year. But today I found out that September 28th is one of my favorite days of the year. It is National Drink Beer Day.
That's every day for you.
But today I've got a reason. Today I've got an excuse.
You have an excuse, right?
Yes. Today I've got a valid excuse of why. But yes, it is National Drink Beer Day. So, hey, everybody, grab a pint, whatever, can, bottle, whatever you got. Let's all celebrate National Drink Beer Day.
But it doesn't mean National Drink Beer Day on air, right? Like, nobody can bring us in a nice cold one at about 12:30 for that final segment, right? That wouldn't be kosher, right?
Well, the problem is they can't come in because of the COVID.
That's right.
They can leave it outside. If
it would stay chilled. It's pretty chilly outside.
If you just leave it outside, I'll grab it. But I wouldn't say just bring in one. I would say bring in like a case or 12-pack, something like that. I don't know why you would only bring one. You should never just bring one beer.
Yeah, go shoot for the stars, and maybe you'll get a little bit piece of the sky. A case may turn into a 6-pack. But anyway,
for anybody out there that says, "Boy, it's only 10 o'clock in the morning. It's a little too early."
It's 5 o'clock somewhere.
Well, the bottom line is this. I actually used this one yesterday. As a wise man once said, "You can't drink all day if you don't start in the morning."
Well, once again, it's the National Beer Day, and happy National Beer Day to each.
National Drink Beer Day.
Drink Beer Day. Well, what are you going to do? Look at it? Are you going to smile and stare?
Well, if you just have it in the refrigerator, it's not doing you any good. You actually have to drink it on Drink Beer Day.
How long does it last in your refrigerator? Come on. Be honest, Eli. If it's there, you're drinking it, buddy, until it's gone.
That's me. I get that. I'm just saying other people.
Well, I'm sure a lot of beers were consumed yesterday, a lot of alcoholic beverages, as it was a terrific day in the National Football League. Some wild and wacky games. And as we do Monday, we'll look back at the NFL, but we'll also look back, as we do again every Monday, with college football and the college football weekend. And yes, there are still a lot of teams not playing football yet, but all are signed up to play now. But we did have our first taste of the SEC, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun. And already making an impact in the Magnolia State, making an impact in the SEC and in college football, the Pirate, Mike Leach, and even in a loss, Lane Kiffin is doing what he was expected to do at Ole Miss, have an offense that scores a lot of points. Now, if they could shore up the defense, give it time, and let them get some guys in, then Ole Miss can be more competitive. But their offense is so good that they'll stay in some games. But we start with the game in Baton Rouge, where the defending champion LSU Tigers, with a mere 3 starters returning from their starting lineups last year that won the national championship. They are a shell of themselves. Yet they're still LSU, and they still have a lot of talent. And Mississippi State was the dog, no pun intended, going into Baton Rouge, and ended up winning that game 44-34. And in Mike Leach fashion, first game as the head coach of an SEC team, his quarterback, KJ Costello, the transfer from Stanford, set an SEC record for passing yards in a game with 623. Mississippi State, they were the story in college football on Saturday.
Yeah, you wondered, you kind of few different things. One, okay, LSU, yes, all of the different players, because pretty much everybody from that national championship team was gone. And then you kind of wondered, okay, how does this Mike Leach offense come into the SEC, translate, how it look? You've got Kylan Hill, who's one of the best running backs in the league, but how do they kind of get him involved? What's it going to look like? How are they using him? And boy, oh boy, the answers were all positive for Mississippi State. As Kylan Hill only has 34 yards rushing, but eight catches for 158 yards and a touchdown. Three different guys go over 100 yards receiving. As you mentioned, Costello goes crazy, sets a record. This was a heck of a start, and for LSU, certainly a sign that while there's still a lot of talent there, there's also still there's a lot of question marks when you're trying to basically replace your entire starting lineup on both sides. Yeah,
give it time for LSU, but as you know, and I know, and everybody else does, it's a rich, fertile ground for recruiting in Louisiana, and there's guys waiting in the wings. They just have to get their feet wet and get acclimated to their new surroundings and their new team. And obviously everybody was affected without having spring football, at least most teams. But I would imagine LSU will be okay. I don't think they're going to be bad by any stretch of the imagination, but they're not going to be a top 10 team. They just lost too much. As far as Mississippi State's concerned, I don't know what we'll end up seeing against teams with stronger defenses, but that was fun. And Mississippi State fans have to be just so excited. Again, Ole Miss, Lane Kiffin, Mississippi State, Mike Leach, Deion Sanders at Jackson State. Mississippi's going to be a fun state to watch football. It hasn't always been. At times it has. But to have those guys together is fantastic. Now, I wondered what it would be like for Kylan Hill this season. And again, one game doesn't answer the entire question for the season. But I wondered how they were going to use him because he's the stud, yet Leach throws the ball. And Kylan Hill, I know it's only one game, I think he earned himself a lot of money at that next level because he showed what he can do catching the ball out of the backfield. And that makes him such a more versatile player for the next level. So I saw him after the game. He was all smiles despite only having a few totes running the ball because he was a big part of that offense, that aerial attack.
Well, yeah, again, I mean, it's just the ability to get the ball in his hands. And so you end up with 7 carries, but 8 receptions. So you're getting, if you can get the ball into his hands, 15 to 20 times a game, one way or another, and do it, especially if you could get him into space and let him make plays. And no doubt in the NFL anymore, the more versatile as far as a pass receiver you could be, the better off. And he had shown in the past that he could catch the ball out of the backfield. So it certainly looks like a good fit. Everything looked good for Mississippi State, judging by Saturday. And obviously things will teams will improve, things will change over the season as they get more games under their belt. But I am setting the over under for the Egg Bowl at 126 right now, and I think I'll take the over.
Yeah, I said 100 on Twitter. I tweeted out 100. I think it might be more than that. Yeah, it's going to be, look, all signs point to, if we have it, knock on wood, fingers crossed, we have the Egg Bowl, it is going to be an awfully fun Egg Bowl. Mississippi State this week will play, I'm trying to run it down here, they'll play Arkansas at home. And they're already have been installed as a 17-point favorite. That'll be interesting because Mississippi State's offense, the way it's clicking, Arkansas in that first half against Georgia, thought, wow, I mean, maybe they're vastly improved defensively, although Georgia couldn't figure out what they wanted to do at quarterback. And then once they settled in and knew exactly what they were going to do when they eventually went with Stetson Bennett, they ended up blowing away Arkansas in the second half. But Arkansas will go to Starkville this weekend. By the way, Mississippi State, in the polls that came out, and both polls now include teams that are planning on playing, yet have not played games. So that's the Big Ten, the Pac-12, so on and so forth. Mississippi State this week is number 16 in the writers' poll, the AP poll, and 14 in the coaches' poll. Boy, I don't know, with a lack of games, if you don't throw Mississippi State right in there on the top 10. That's pretty impressive, that win. Now, you can say, well, look what Kansas State did in their win against Oklahoma. But also, Kansas State has a loss to Arkansas State. So you're not going to throw them just for that win. They're going to be up there fairly high, but they also have a loss. That's why they're smack in the middle of the poll there. And they're 17 in the AP, they're 19 in the coaches. But I thought Mississippi State, as far as impressive wins, even though LSU, we realize they're down, that was strong enough to go, right to the top 10. I mean, you're going to throw Ohio State back in there at number 6 in both polls. You may as well throw Mississippi State up there at number 5 after knocking off number 5. So anyway, congratulations, Mike Leach, to Mississippi State fans. The Pirate, it's a Pirate's life for me. It's going to be a lot of fun.
You sort of wonder with that ranking how they're thinking about LSU at this point, right? Because I wonder if the loss that they just took is more of an indictment against LSU to a lot of the writers and a lot of the people making votes.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good point.
Well, again, we've talked about this, it's just the way polls work. Like, they don't jump a team from on rank to like number 5 in the country. They just don't do it. Like, you have to work your way up. You have to keep winning, and teams ahead of you have to lose. Like, that's how you make your way up in polls.
Eli, normally, not this year. You have a poll now where it includes teams that haven't even played yet, and they threw about 6 of them in there. So,
well, yeah, but that's a preseason ranking for those teams. That's where they were basically preseason. So they're just putting them back in where they had them in the preseason.
Yeah,
I mean, it's the way polls work. You don't just jump by winning a game over everybody else that they won.
I understand, but all bets are off this year. There's so much uncertainty, and now you're looking at Mississippi State for the first time, and you go, wait a minute. We had them too low in the preseason or didn't have them ranked, whatever it was, and now we're going to throw them right back in there at the top. The biggest jump should be the first or second games because now you're finally getting a look at these teams.
And LSU dropped to 20 in the AP and 17 in the coaches as well.
Yeah, if you're going to
that
drop
tells you
them that far, you might as well move Mississippi State up that far. All right, we have some sound from Mike Leach. Here's the Pirate after Mississippi State's win in the Bayou.
We'd be very happy, I think.
Well, what a welcome back to the SEC for you, Coach. It's a great day for you, huh?
Yeah, I tell you, it's better than average. I'll tell you that. This stadium, there's a lot of ghosts in this stadium, and and you play. We played LSU because New England, Green Bay, and the Chiefs had somebody scheduled, so we played these guys. But I'm really proud of our guys. I thought we played real well. I thought we stuck in there during tough times and won the game.
He's hilarious, but you could also say timing's perfect, right? They get LSU after LSU lost basically the kit and caboodle from last year's national championship team. It doesn't diminish what Mississippi State did.
No, absolutely not. I mean, because as much as LSU, yes, they lost everything. They're still LSU. It's still at LSU, and it's not the normal Death Valley because of the fans, the limit on the number of fans. But I mean, you're talking about a team who, with the limited, time to prepare with a brand new coach, completely new system, and a transfer quarterback coming in, and you go out and throw for 623 yards and put up 44 points. That's not easy. It wasn't easy for Mississippi State to get ready for their first game either.
Good point. Ole Miss will play at Kentucky this Saturday, where both teams will be looking for their first win. Kentucky falling at Auburn, tight early. Auburn pulled away in the end. But Ole Miss and Lane Kiffin is going to be another fun team to watch because they can score. That's why I've said for years and years, if you listen to the show, give me the offensive coach. Unless you can win, unless you're really a national championship caliber team, Alabama, Clemson, Ohio State, and there's not that many of them. Okay, you want to go defensive oriented, that's fine because you're winning with defense as well. But teams that you're hoping to have really good seasons, be fun, go to good bowl games. Give me the offense. Look at what's happening with Memphis, what has happened at Arkansas State, on and on and on. And Ole Miss is in that same category, right? They're not winning the SEC anytime soon. But you want a team that's going to be fun out there to watch, and Lane Kiffin is the guy. And Ole Miss, from an offensive standpoint, put up 35 points. But their defense, and nobody expected it to be good. They lose 51-35 to a very good Florida team. Kyle Trask, we expected him, and I asked you on Thursday last week with 2.5 questions, which SEC quarterback would throw for the most yards. You weren't right because you said Kyle Trask. It was KJ Costello by a long shot. But you were right in the sense that Kyle Trask was going to have a big game. How about 30 of 42 for 416 and 6 touchdowns? But Matt Corral, I don't know what you expected, but I didn't expect 22 of 31, 395, 3 touchdowns and a pick. So Lane Kiffin obviously knows what he's doing from an offensive standpoint because I thought we'd see a lot of John Rice Plumlee after what Plumlee did last year, and he was hardly even used. It was Matt Corral, and Matt Corral showed everybody what he was coming out of high school in California.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like he's a better fit because of his ability to throw the ball. And he also had 50 rushing yards, so they did use him to run the ball as well. He's got some good weapons. Elijah Moore showing what he can do when he's not peeing in the end zone. 10 catches, 227 yards. I mean,
that's an NFL wide receiver. NFL wide receiver.
There's no doubt. I mean, he was a highly thought of kid coming in. Like they've got some weapons in that passing game for Corral to throw to, and then you got Jerry and Ely, who didn't have a great game, but still able to have a decent game. And offensively, this team should put up points if Corral can be good at all, and I certainly think he can with just the weapons they have at the skill positions. They're going to put up some points. The other question becomes whether the offensive line can continue to protect him because they're young in some spots up front. But I think this Ole Miss offense certainly is going to put up points. It's going to be like a couple of years ago. I mean, I just don't know that their defense can stop anybody. They've got gaping holes defensively.
But if they can make some plays on defense and get some turnovers, there's the turnover cash bag.
Yeah, I like that. I like the cash bag.
We usually get the big old WWE style belts, but instead Ole Miss goes with the turnover cash bag. Tennessee went to South Carolina. The game was 3.5 from Vegas. with Tennessee a favorite on the road, and Tennessee eked it out. They win by 4, 31-27. That's their 7th straight win over the course of the last 2 seasons, which currently is the longest winning streak in the SEC. Garantano did just enough, 19-31, 259 and a touchdown. Didn't make the big mistake. And for South Carolina, I thought Colin Hill did some decent things. But this one, I don't think there was much to it. Tennessee, I believed, was the better team, and they won the game. Eric Gray had a touchdown run. Jeremy Banks, another Memphian, had a late hit. But other than that, it was pretty much what I expected.
Yeah, I mean, they're certainly they did some good things. I don't know. Every time I watch Garantano play, he'll do some good things, but he also just makes some poor throws, and I'm just like, gosh, if you really want to be good, I just don't believe that guy could be your quarterback.
He's in his 5th year now at Tennessee, and if he wanted to, I guess technically could come back next season.
Mm-hmm. Not sure that would be a good thing for Tennessee, but
he didn't make the big pick. He didn't make the big turnover, which could have cost them.
He did not make the big mistake here. He did enough. They took care of business, got the win on the road, all of that stuff. But when I watch him, I just always have my doubts. There's always some plays in there that I just go, I mean, you just got to be able to make that play, or you got to make that throw. And he has some of those that just make him look like you go, okay, if this team really wants to compete in the East or beat a Florida or Georgia, can this be the guy that does it? Mm-hmm. And I always come away thinking he probably is not that guy. And then for South Carolina, that final punt, I mean, that's a disaster. Like, you're getting the ball back with a chance to go possibly win the game.
Guy lets it hit him.
And the guy lets it hit his leg. Yep. I mean, that's just that's awful.
Well, we're just scratching the surface here. When we come back, we're going to take a look at the rest of the games in the SEC's opening weekend, and we'll go around the nation as well. And just a bad deal for Florida State and Coach Mike Norvell. We'll talk about all these games. We'll get into the National Football League. What a Sunday it was. And we got a big game on the slate tonight, which we'll have for you tonight. It is Kansas City and Baltimore. We do have the game, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I was looking at our board here for a second. There it is. Chiefs and Ravens tonight in a battle of undefeated teams. Lawn Solutions is a locally owned weed control fertilization company that serves the greater Memphis area. Brandon Holly's the owner of the company. He has a team of professionals that can take care of your lawn. I just saw him over my house, I think Tuesday or Wednesday of last week. The website for more information is lawnsolutionsinc.net. You can call them at 901-867-5626. They'll kill the weeds at any time of the year. But if you hire them for their services, they take care of your lawn all year long. What they'll do is they'll apply pre-emergence during the winter months and post-emergence during the summer months. So even when the grass is dormant in the winter, they're out there applying these pre-emergence to make sure they control the germination of weeds. When spring is sprung, the weeds aren't popping up. But again, if you don't hire them until, let's say, spring, when the weeds are already up in your lawn, they'll come over and they'll kill them as well. But they'll take care of your lawn so you don't have that reoccurrence of the weeds. They can take care of any disease your lawn has or any insect infestation. They are really good at what they do. Call the pros at Lawn Solutions. Ask for Brandon. Tell them you heard it here on Sports 56 Middays, 901-867-5626, or online at lawnsolutionsinc.net. This is Sports 56 Middays on Real Sports Talk, Sports 56, 96.1, 87.7, and now 98.5.
Listen online anywhere, anytime at sports56whbq.com.
Ian Eagle and Tony Baselli from Westwood One with a preview of Monday Night Football. Coming up from Baltimore, it's the Ravens on a 14-game regular season winning streak, hosting the Super Bowl champion Kansas City Chiefs. Tony, does it get any better than this? Patrick Mahomes, the MVP from the 2018 season and Super Bowl 54, facing off against last year's season MVP, Lamar Jackson.
These are two of the best young quarterbacks, and we also have two of the best teams in the NFL. This might be a preview of the AFC Championship this year. The Chiefs are coming off a tight win against the Los Angeles Chargers. It took overtime. They're going to need to play better against a red-hot Baltimore Ravens team who blew out the Houston Texans last week.
Join us for the Chiefs at the Ravens on Monday Night Football.
Remember to listen to Westwood One's coverage of the NFL all season long. Right here on Sports 56, 96.1 and 87.7.
O'Reilly.
Get more
miles on the road with O'Reilly Auto Parts. A clean fuel system means better gas mileage for your car. Right now at O'Reilly Auto Parts, get 2 bottles of Lucas Fuel Injector Cleaner for $8. Plus, earn double O Rewards points. For a clean, lubricated, more fuel-efficient system, stop by O'Reilly Auto Parts today or visit O'ReillyAuto.com.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Now that the storm has passed, Lowe's is ready to move home forward. Our Pro Team is here for your Pro Team every step of the way. We have the essentials to repair and rebuild, to get homes and neighborhoods back up and running. It's what we do, what we've always done, what we'll continue to do. We also offer job site delivery to save you valuable time. Find what you need in-store or 24/7 at lowesforpros.com. Lowe's, because now more than ever before, home unites us.
All 75 months at 2.99 APR, G4, LH, FO 7472, Outlander, LU 029957, Eclipse, LZO 15617. Includes all rebates and incentives, PF 59875, excludes tax, title, and license. Offer valid through end of the month with approved credit, dealer stock only. See dealer for complete details.
Gossett's Mitsubishi Madness is in full swing at Gossett Mitsubishi on the Pike, and you'll find deals to get this party started. 2020 Mitsubishi Mirage G4 gets 41 MPG Highway. We Gossett at $139 a month or buy for $12,435. 2020 Mitsubishi Outlander Sport, built to handle any adventure at $229 a month or buy for $18,573. And take the 2020 Mitsubishi Eclipse Cross for a spin at $19,107 or $229 a month. Get confidence today, tomorrow, and long into the future with a 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty. Mirage G4, $139 a month. Outlander Sport, $229 a month. And Eclipse Cross, $229 a month. So get to Gossett Mitsubishi today, 1870 Covington Pike, or shop online at memphismitsubishi.com.
If you want it, we got it at Gossett Motor Cars.
Cleanings, checkups, and cavities? Have Dr. Chang's dental practice at capacity.
Patient in room 1 is getting a root canal. The x-rays in room 2 are going to have to wait. We're down to 1 hygienist.
It's time to hire.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. The moment you sponsor a job on Indeed, you get a short list of quality candidates from our resume database. Indeed delivers 2.5 times more hires than the other branded job sites combined, according to Breezy HR 2019. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get a $75 credit for your first job post. Terms and conditions apply.
Brian Elder's Roofing Solutions.
Chris Price here for Brian Elder Roofing. The storms we've had over the past several months have been devastating to our communities. The rainy season is ahead. You may have not even noticed the dripping in your attic, water stains throughout your home, or even worse, mold and mildew. Please call Brian Elder Roofing and we will send out our project managers to assess any damage. We will not try to sell you a roof if all you need is a repair. We will measure your roof from outer space. 0% for 60 months, even no payments till 2022 are available with approved credit. If you've noticed missing shingles, water stains, leaks in your roof, call us before you call your insurance company at 867-0303. That's 867-0303, and we will provide a free, thorough inspection of your roof's condition.
Call 867-0303. Brian Elder's Roofing Solutions.
When the idea of divorce becomes a reality, you need someone on your side. If you are a man in this situation, you should consider contacting Cordell & Cordell, who has helped men navigate complex family legal issues for 30 years. Visit us at CordellCordell.com to learn more.
Contact Cordell & Cordell to schedule an appointment with one of our firm's Memphis attorneys. Online at CordellCordell.com. Office in Memphis, 6000 Poplar Avenue, Suite 225, Memphis, Tennessee, 38119.
You have to be up in 5 hours, 2 hours, 6 minutes. And when you hear, you realize that you haven't slept a wink. That's why there's ZzzQuil Pure Z's, a drug-free blend of botanicals with an optimal dose of melatonin, so you can fall asleep naturally with no next-day grogginess. It's available in both liquid and gummies, tastes great, and is non-habit forming. Pick up ZzzQuil Pure Z's from the sleep experts at Vicks ZzzQuil. ZzzQuil Pure Z's, naturally superior sleep. Available at retailers near you.
Now, back to Sports 56 Middays delivered by FedEx. Visit FedEx.com/e-commerce to learn how FedEx helps small businesses grow every day. This hour is also brought to you by Action247.com. Here once again are Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy.
'Cause I'm a picker, I'm a grinner, I'm a lover, and I'm a sinner.
Once again, a big shout out to our title presenting sponsor, the great folks at FedEx. Sports 56 Middays is delivered by FedEx. COVID-19 has changed the world and our way of life, but rest assured that FedEx is still here, open and ready to deliver for you. Learn more at fedex.com/coronavirus. And again, if you are listening to us on 98.5, fantastic. If not, that is now a new option, and it is a terrific station. So 98.5, 96.1. We're still on 87.7. That's all FM stations. Of course, AM 560, the original, online at sports56whbq.com, and then on all the social platforms, including Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Periscope, and Instagram. All right, Eli, I kind of toiled a little bit with the polls that came out. Did want to mention that Memphis, it is game week. Knock on wood. Fingers crossed. I got to say that for everything.
For now it is.
For now, the Tigers and SMU on Saturday. The Tigers come in at number 25 in the AP poll and number 24 in the coaches poll. So obviously they dropped because of two things. Number one, they haven't played for goodness sakes in a month. And number two, the teams that were not going to originally play in the fall that are now going to play were eligible according to the writers and the coaches. So it was pretty understandable that Memphis was going to drop.
Yeah, I mean, it's just there's a leveling off of everything as these other teams get back into the polls. But they could have you could have looked at it today. Memphis beat Arkansas State. Arkansas State beat Kansas State. Kansas State beat Oklahoma. Memphis is clearly better than Oklahoma.
Right.
So therefore, you could have moved them way up.
Yeah, I thought they were going to get a little bit more respect because of that, but that doesn't always work that way, does it? When what's the word? That if you beat this guy and they beat you, and then that means you must beat them. Gosh, I don't even know what the word is. But, yeah, I thought maybe they'd get a little respect out of that, but they did not. All right, let's get back to the SEC. And, again, Barrett Sallee will join us at 11:05. We'll continue the SEC conversation. We're going to talk some national games here in a moment, and then we'll dive into the NFL, Major League Baseball playoffs, the NBA playoffs. So much going on, which is good. And we're talking actual sports. Now, tomorrow, Mayor Jim Strickland's going to join us, the Honorable Mayor of the City of Memphis. So it won't be all sports. It'll be a little bit of sports. There'll be a lot of other things that I'm sure you want answers to. Okay. So I mentioned this earlier. Arkansas, for the first half, 7-5. They led Georgia at halftime, and you wondered what the hell was going on with Georgia. Was Arkansas this much improved in Sam Pittman's first year? But then Georgia ends up winning 37-10. Felipe Franks, 19 of 36, 200, a touchdown, and 2 picks. But it was Stetson Bennett who turned the game around for Georgia. So they start with DeJuan Mathis, and he is ineffective. They bring in Bennett. He goes 20 of 29 for 211 and 2 touchdowns. They still have JT Daniels, who has not been cleared yet, waiting in the wings. Obviously, Kirby Smart has a little bit of a quarterback situation with the Dogs.
Well, there's no doubt. DeJuan Mathis did not look good at all. Whether he is still kind of in that competition or when Daniels gets healthy, it's between Bennett and Daniels. I don't know, but boy, Mathis, that was not a good debut. That did not look real good. And when you get replaced that quickly and you're only able to put up 5 points, 3 of them offensively, obviously in that first half, that's not very good against an Arkansas team that does not figure to a whole lot of teams to just 3 offensive points in the first half of games.
No, not at all. I mean, will he get another chance this next game? They got Auburn coming up. It's Georgia and Auburn this weekend. I can't imagine that he's going to go back to Mathis to start after what Stetson Bennett did. But we'll find out. Vanderbilt, and I was all over Vanderbilt in the points. They got so many points against Texas A&M. Despite this, once again, people saying this is the year for Jimbo Fisher and Texas A&M. And maybe it still will be, but they score 17 at home. And I know it's not a full-packed crowd there in College Station, but Vandy, 17-12, they lose. New quarter, I think a freshman quarterback, not a bad effort at all. Then there was the controversy at the end, Derek Mason trying to call the timeout. They wouldn't grant him the timeout, and he went ballistic and got the personal foul call, and that ended the game for all intents and purposes. But, when is a loss sort of a win? Nobody's in the moral victories, but Vandy losing 17-12 to Texas A&M, nobody saw that one.
Yeah, they're going to have their defense be really, really good. and they certainly were in this game and gave them a chance. Offensively, I just don't see how they're going to score many points when they were terrible offensively last year and lost all of their best players. And you're going with a true freshman quarterback in the SEC. There's not, you don't get any time to warm up or get some other things on your belt. You're thrown right into the situation at Texas A&M. But it's going to be a struggle offensively. But defensively, there is some. They did return some talent on the defensive side of the ball. Obviously, Derek Mason knows defense. You got Ted Roof in there now as a defensive coordinator. Some veteran guys who know defense. These are the types of games they're going to have to try and play every single week and see if the offense can maybe pull something out. It's just going to be hard to do in the SEC.
Bama wins at Mizzou. Eli Drinkwitz's debut as the Tigers head coach. It was 38-19, but obviously Saban called off the dogs. Mac Jones was really, really good, and then they brought the kid in, the freshman quarterback. And, Drinkwitz is trying to get something going with his team. He's calling timeouts in the last seconds, and he gets the final touchdown. But that's to be expected, trying to get your team ready for the rest of the season. But, again, this could have been a lot worse from a score standpoint. Alabama's very tough to take if you're a gambler and you want to give a large amount of points. I know they cover sometimes, but it just seems like they don't often. And I wouldn't take Alabama because they just seem to call off the dogs. So they win that game 28-19, but Najee Harris running the ball and Waddle catching the ball and Mac Jones throwing the ball, that's a deadly combination.
Yeah, I mean, again, this is just weapons. I mean, Harris is so good, and then there's a lot of quarterbacks that would love to be throwing to Waddle and Smith. That's a pretty good combination at the receiver position. This offense, I mean, figures to be really good. That was just, this was kind of a let's go out there, take care of business. You're up 28-3 at halftime, and let's just kind of coast to the win and get game number 1 under our belts.
And then Auburn beat Kentucky 29-13. I know they had was it a pick six that was negated?
Yeah, there was a weird situation at the end of the first half because Kentucky, it looked like scored a touchdown, but they somehow ruled the guy down, and then even on review still said he did not get in, which I don't understand how they said that because if you look at the play, it looks like he clearly got into the end zone, but whatever. And then the next play is a pick six the other way, and they call a targeting foul on a block on the return, but I still don't really understand how that's targeting. To me, it looked like a legitimate good block. So I don't. Was that a makeup? That was a weird end of that first half. That was some crazy stuff that both teams basically got a touchdown taken away from them.
I didn't see it. Do you think that was a makeup call?
No, it wasn't a makeup call. I mean, I don't know.
Well, maybe they realized that. We kind of screwed Kentucky here. I don't know. I'm just throwing it out there.
If they realized that, they would have just corrected it when they looked at the replay.
You would think. You would think. But maybe they played it again on the board. I don't know. I don't know why they played on the board, though. The game was at Auburn. But either way, second half, Auburn, a lot better, more consistent. I don't know if people are giving Auburn enough credit this year. Kentucky seemed to be the betting darling in that game, but only could muster 13 points. Terry Wilson's first game back. Give him some time. He missed all of last season. So, again, Kentucky this week against Ole Miss, where both teams will go after their first win.
Yeah, Bo Nix in that game, too. 233 yards and 3 touchdowns through the air. Led the team in rushing. 5 carries, just 34 yards. They didn't have anybody. They did not run the ball well at all in that game, but he led the team in rushing and had 2 punts that were both down inside the 20-yard line. I think maybe both been inside the 10.
Wow.
So it's a pretty good all-around day for Bo Nix. He did a little bit of everything. But that second half's impressive because a lot of people not only thought Auburn would or that Kentucky would cover the game, thought they would win that game, and for Auburn to pull away the way they did, outscore them 21-6 second half, that's an impressive showing I think for Auburn.
Nationally, a few games I want to touch on. First of all, Florida State, and we were all over Miami. I think everybody was all over Miami. Florida State is got a ways to go, but boy, they were abused by the Hurricanes. And Manny Diaz has turned it around pretty quickly. A couple of years now as the coach of the Canes, and they roll over one of their rivals 52-10. And Mike Norvell, home, wasn't able to go with the team because of the positive COVID-19 test, took all the blame for this. and it has just not been the start that Mike Norvell had hoped going into his first year at Florida State, the former Memphis Tigers coach.
No, they are operating from a big time talent deficiency. They need offensive linemen. He's got to get a quarterback that works for his system. They just don't have that. This is rough. It's been rough since he got there at this point. I mean, there really hasn't been anything that has gone right for Mike Norvell so far at Florida State. And Miami, you see when you get a playmaking quarterback like Derek King, like it's going to make you look a lot better offensively. And he's doing it with his legs, doing it with his arm, which everybody knew that he could do. And I don't know how good Miami is. We'll find out. I think is it Clemson next weekend or this coming weekend? I can't remember which one. They've got Clemson coming up, but I don't think they're on that level. But Miami has looked good so far.
Yeah, I'll try to look that up. Meanwhile, another former Tiger coach, Justin Fuente, and his Virginia Tech Hokies finally played their first game. Once again, they were down a bunch of players. Their starting quarterback couldn't play, and they rolled over NC State 45-24. So congratulations to Justin Fuente and the Hokies. Nice 3-touchdown win while shorthanded in their first game against NC State.
Miami does not play this weekend, and they got Clemson next weekend.
Okay, Big 12, another bad Saturday for the Big 12. And people would argue, well, it's carnage, right? It's cannibalism. It's Big 12 conference games beating up on each other. Why is it necessarily bad? Isn't it good for Kansas State and good for Texas to come back and win the game? Well, not in my eyes. Oklahoma is your best chance for the playoff. They get beat. Now, they got beat last year by Kansas State. 38-35, they blow a 21-point lead. Spencer Rattler threw a couple touchdowns but threw 3 picks. And then Texas, a miracle. We see these crazy comebacks all the time in college football, NFL, but they were down 15 points with 3 minutes to play. I don't know how the hell Texas Tech lost that game, but Texas wins. So, again, you could say, all right, give them credit for the win, for the comeback, and Tom Herman. No, Texas should never be in that position against Texas Tech if they're going to be back to where they're competing to go to the playoffs. So I, again, do not believe it was a good weekend for the Big 12.
Well, it certainly wasn't a good weekend. There's no doubt. It could have been a disaster if Texas had lost, because then your 2 top teams both take an early loss.
But does anybody have faith right now in Texas that they're really one of the better teams in college football? I don't think so.
Well, they just gave up 56 points. You can't have a whole lot of faith, but
right.
I think, but they certainly have the ability to win the Big 12, and certainly if they go undefeated and win the Big 12, they'll be in the playoff in all likelihood. If they had lost this game, then they were going to be that the conference was going to be in a lot of trouble, because now you know that your 2 have 1 loss already. That's still, and if either one of them takes the second loss and then ends up being the champion, it's going to be really difficult to get in with 2 losses. So at least one of them was able to find a way to win the game. I mean, that Oklahoma collapse that's terrible. I mean, 28-7, and yes, they did lose that game last year. Still put together a fine season, and if they win out and win the Big 12, there's a good chance Oklahoma still makes the playoff. But they have no other law. You cannot take another loss on your schedule.
Yes, but blow a 21-point lead, Oklahoma does, and Texas Tech blows a 15-point lead in the final 3 minutes. Unbelievable.
This hour of the program is brought to you by Action247.com. That's Action. The number is 247.com. Your opportunity to go on there, play free games right now for a chance to win cash prizes. That's right. It's free to play right now, and you can win cash prizes. And again, sports betting going to be legalized here in the state of Tennessee and all ready to go here in the very near future. You can get ready to go by signing up at Action247.com. And in the meantime, play for free right now with a chance to win cash prizes. Action247, it's a website from Tennesseans for Tennesseans. Check out their free games each and every day, each and every week. They've got stuff for football, baseball, basketball, UFC. They've got all kinds of different contests up there. Horse racing, auto racing, whatever's going on. They've got free contests. And again, in the near future, you'll be able to place real bets right there at Action247.com.
All right, what happened in the American Conference over the weekend? We'll discuss when we return. This is Middays and on Real Sports Talk, Sports 56, 96.1, 87.7, and now 98.5.
R&R on Sports, Saturday mornings, 10 a.m., Sports 56, 87.7, and 96.1. Don't miss us.
I'm here with the outstanding team from Lexus of Memphis at 2600 Ridgeway. They're online at lexusofmemphis.com. Gary, tell everyone how they can experience the Lexus of Memphis satisfaction.
Come in and be a part of our family at Lexus of Memphis. Experience the customer service that we provide to each guest like a member of our own family. If you're on the side of the road and you need us, we're there. If you need help with anything with your car, technology, Bluetooth, the app suite, we have a dedicated team to help you with this in your journey with your Lexus.
That's how they do it at Lexus of Memphis.
Great news, sports fans. The Butcher Shop Steakhouse is now open for dine-in service. Make a reservation and enjoy a mouth-watering steak dinner. Or, if you prefer, take it curbside. In addition to their fantastic steaks, the Butcher Shop Steakhouse has a variety of entrees, including Canadian lobster tail, crab stuffed shrimp, pan-seared red snapper, and fresh ground steak burger with portobello mushroom sauce. Planning to cook out? The Butcher Shop Steakhouse offers a great selection of fresh Angus beef, hand-cut steaks and burgers, lamb chops, Atlantic salmon, and more. Make your reservation for dine-in or pre-order for curbside pickup. The Butcher Shop Steakhouse. Dine-in, curbside, and delivery. Plus, enjoy the sizzle of top-quality Butcher Shop steaks on your own grill. Call us at 757-4244 and visit our website, thebutchershop.com, for menus and more. The Butcher Shop Steakhouse, Walnut Grove and Germantown Parkway.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? So you've got an oil change coming up? We're here to help you get it done. Right now, you can get 5 quarts of Castrol GTX conventional motor oil and an STP oil filter for just $27.99. And with our next day delivery and free same-day store pickup, you can get it fast, your way. Getting the job done just got easier. Restrictions and details at AutoZone.com.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
You have to be up in 5 hours, 2 hours, 6 minutes. And when you hear, you realize that you haven't slept a wink. That's why there's ZzzQuil Pure Z's, a drug-free blend of botanicals with an optimal dose of melatonin, so you can fall asleep naturally with no next-day grogginess. It's available in both liquid and gummies, tastes great, and is non-habit forming. Pick up ZzzQuil Pure Z's from the sleep experts at Vicks ZzzQuil. ZzzQuil Pure Z's, naturally superior sleep. Available at retailers near you.
The day has come for huge savings at Gossett Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram Fiat with Jeep Adventure Days and Ram Power Days going strong on Covington Pike. Get 0% APR plus no payments for 90 days. New 2020 Jeep Cherokee Latitude IIHS top safety pick $21,740 or $275 a month. 2020 Dodge Challenger, a muscle car with best-in-class cargo volume $24,690 or $318 a month. 2020 Dodge Charger, America's fastest 4-door muscle car $24,990 or $329 a month. And 2020 Ram 1500 Tradesman Quad Cab $366 a month. Drive past the rest. Come to the best. Gossett Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram Fiat 1901 Covington Pike. Online GossettMotorCars.net.
If you want it, we got it at Gossett Motor Cars.
All 75 months at 3.99 APR, 3,500 down. Must finance through Chrysler, Cherokee, LD 561583, Challenger, LH 214,740, Charger, LH 116,732, 1500, LS 139,171. See dealer for complete details. Offer valid through end of the month with approved credit. Dealer stock only.
Case IH is a proud supporter of the Mississippi Farm Bureau, and thanks to a membership benefits partnership, Mississippi Farm Bureau members receive a discount of up to $500 on every qualifying Case IH tractor and piece of equipment you purchase. This discount may be used with other promotions, rebates, or offers. So join Mid-South Ag Equipment and the Mississippi Farm Bureau and pocket up to $500 in savings. Call Mid-South Ag at 662-890-3141 to get your discount today.
Now, back to Sports 56 Middays delivered by FedEx. Visit FedEx.com/e-commerce to learn how FedEx helps small businesses grow every day. This hour is also brought to you by Action247.com. Here once again are Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy.
So God willing, the Tigers will travel to Dallas this Saturday to take on SMU, and the Stangs put up a lot of points in their win over Stephen F. Austin. They won 50-7. Now, Stephen F. Austin is a team that Memphis has recently added to their schedule later in the year, but SMU wins 50-7. Sonny Dykes and the Mustangs can score points. Of course, last year SMU was the team that Memphis played on game day, when they had game day here, ESPN game day, and then it was just a wild and crazy game. It was a great day all around for Memphis, but SMU's been playing, Eli. Memphis has not been playing. SMU can score points. This will be a tall task for the Tigers on the road.
Yeah, I mean, you look at the two quarterbacks that both have put up some big numbers and are thought of very highly in this conference with Shane Buechele on the other side. So this will be a tough task trying to defend that SMU offense that can throw it all over the joint.
We'll talk a lot more about that game as the week progresses, including the Tiger Football Report and Ryan Silverfield on Thursday. UCF over East Carolina, 51-28. Gabriel has looked unbelievable. I just don't see Mackenzie Milton, even though he was out there before the game warming up, and he's a miraculous story. But Gabriel right now is just clicking, and UCF is good. East Carolina, first game, and Chase Hayden got some action in that game, ran the ball, I think, 7 times, caught a pass for 30 yards. So good to see the former Arkansas Razorback and Memphis product in there for East Carolina. But UCF looks really good, and so does Cincinnati. They beat Army 24-10. And when you can slow down that option offense of Army and limit them to 10 points, that's a great win. Cincinnati, UCF, Memphis, SMU, Tulane can score points. They scored 66 in a 66-24 win over Southern Miss. Eli, I just this American Conference from pretty much from top to bottom is going to be very formidable. And I think in the end, while they won't get consideration for the playoff, you just think in this crazy year, if somebody comes out of that thing undaunted, undefeated, like Cincinnati, Memphis, or UCF, they need to be in the conversation, at least a little bit.
It depends what happens in the other conferences, but when you look at Cincinnati, I mean, Army had not exactly played Powers in their first two, but they had outscored them 79-7. So to come out and hold them to just 10 points, an impressive showing. And Tulane in that game, 430 rushing yards and 7 touchdowns. Southern Miss may want to do some work on the rush defense. I think there's some holes in the run defense for Southern Miss.
They already got rid of their head coach, so I don't know if there's another coaching move that is going to be made. But boy, Southern Miss, a shell of themselves. Years ago, when Memphis would play them in Conference USA and to go down to Hattiesburg for those games, man, they were fun. Black and blue bowls, but Southern Miss has just been left in the dust by staying in nowhere to go, with the American not inviting them and Memphis moving up to the American. And even though the American is not what it was if you got into the Big East or some of the teams that actually got into a Power 5 conference, it was a step up. And we see the quality of football being played in the American. But Conference USA, while they have good teams, just like the Sun Belt, they have good teams and is competitive. Southern Miss, you thought maybe would take that step up, but they never moved out of that conference and just – it's not the same as when good old Jeff Bauer was the coach, and they were always good. Brett Favre, of course, one day, long time ago, was their quarterback, and they used to get players that would move on to the National Football League. All right, so Friday afternoon, the official announcement came on the University of Memphis and the cuts that were made, and we talked about it on the show because things were starting to trickle in, information that we had heard already earlier in the morning, even before it came out on social media about the cuts. But the cuts officially with the press release on Friday afternoon were 19 positions severed. 19 people lost their jobs, and all salaried employees earning $40,000 or more are going to have to be furloughed, I think, for upwards to 10 and a half weeks, starting on October 1st, so starting this week. And that certainly, once again, is something that we want to stress, that we feel horribly for people, friends of ours. Our good buddy Steve Macy, who normally joins us on a Tuesday every week to talk University of Memphis athletics, will obviously not be doing that anymore. To lose Tammy DeGroff and that whole sports information department, that communications department, except for Phil Stukenborg. So I don't know what's going on as far as football and how they're doing that from a communication standpoint. But, man, there's going to be some challenges for those who remain, and we just want to wish everybody the best that lost their gigs and are looking for new jobs.
Yeah, extremely unfortunate situation. This is, what that COVID has caused at universities all across the country. They're having to make cuts because of the financial hardships, and it's really unfortunate to see a lot of good people losing their jobs, and then in a situation where it's not like you just go, okay, well, I'll just go here, because it's not like if you're in that field, universities aren't hiring right now because they're all cutting.
Exactly. Town Village Audubon Park, senior living in today's world, located at 950 Cherry Road, just off Park Avenue in the heart of East Memphis. Offering more options to fit your needs more than ever before, dedicated to the long-term satisfaction and the quality of life for their residents. They're located, once again, at 950 Cherry Road in East Memphis. You can call them at 901-537-0002. Again, I don't know if they're back to giving tours, or maybe you just have to do something with a virtual reality tour online. Just talk to the folks, but at least call them and get more information. And you can go online to townvillageaudubonpark.com. All they ask, the only requirement is that you're 55 or over. Independent living, short-term respite stay available. They got monthly options. Great event schedule with activities galore, amazing food, everything you need to continue to enjoy life to its fullest. At Town Village Audubon Park, we've done a number of remotes over there, and the residents absolutely love being there. So again, if this is something you're thinking about for your future or any loved one, make sure to check out Town Village Audubon Park, 950 Cherry Road, just off Park Avenue, a Grace Management Community. 901-537-0002 or online at townvillageaudubonpark.com. Hour 2 on the way. Barrett Salee will kick things off. This is Sports 56 Middays.
Get ready to fall in love with driving again in your new Kia from Gossett Kia on the Pike. Get everything you want with the 2020 Forte, just $131 a month. Or hit the road in 2020 Soul, $148 a month. And transform your driving experience this fall in the all-new 2021 K5, now $189 a month. All 36-month leases in just $31.49 due at signing. And you'll get peace of mind you can trust with a 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty. It's time to get your Kia on at Gossett Kia 1900 Covington Pike, or shop 24/7 at KiaCovingtonPike.com. Ask for Bobby J. He'll put you in a new Kia today.
If you want it, we got it at Gossett Motor Cars.
All 36-month leases, $31.49 due at signing, 0 security deposit, excludes acquisition fee, 10,000 miles per year, 20 cents excess mileage, $650 acquisition fee, Forte LE 2249.63, sold L712-0906, K5MG 003-199. Warranty is a limited powertrain warranty. See Kia.com or retailer for details. Includes all rebates and incentives. PF 598.75. Excludes tax title and license. See dealer for complete details. Not all customers will qualify.
Hey everybody, this fall is going to be the best, and I am loving these new All-Star Chevys. You will not find more Silverados anywhere, and for a lot less. If it's a new Chevy you want, Olive Branch is where you want to be. Come drive one of these new Tahoes. I just did it, and I'm telling you, I want to go on a road trip right now. Drive a new Traverse or a new Camaro. Wait, here is the new Chevy car to drive. One of these Impalas that has all the awards. All-Star wins on the low prices. We're talking 20-something. You could even get thousands in cash back. And don't forget to check out the certified pre-owned Chevy deals. The lot is full. Tahoes, Malibus, Impalas, Suburbans. Just don't forget, it's not the Pike, it's not South Haven, not Mount Moriah or Collierville. It's gotta be Olive Branch, people. And everyone at All-Star has one job, just one job, to make sure you get the best deal and have more fun and in record time. So find new roads to Kraft Goodman Road in Olive Branch or go to allstarautogroup.com.
It's time to catch the falling prices at Gossett Kia South Mount Moriah during our Fallback Kia sales event. You'll find best mass market brand and initial quality 5 years running for Kia with J.D. Powers, and we goss it all at Gossett Kia Mount Moriah. Get 2020 Forte, $131 a month, 36-month lease. How about a 2020 Soul, $148 a month, 36-month lease? And check out the all-new 2021 Kia K5, now just $189 a month, 36-month lease. And they're all just $31.49 due at signing. And in these uncertain times, Gossett says rest assured with Kia's 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty. So whether you live in Horn Lake, South Haven, Olive Branch, or Memphis, you'll be happy at Gossett Kia, 2680 Mount Moriah, or KiaMountMoriah.com.
If you want it, we got it at Gossett Motor Cars.
All 36-month leases, $31.49 due at signing, 0 security deposit, excludes acquisition fee, 10,000 miles per year, 20 cents excess mileage, $650 acquisition fee, Forte LE 2249.63, sold L712-0906. Warranty is a limited powertrain warranty. See Kia.com or retailer for details. Includes all rebates and incentives. PF 598.75. Excludes tax title and license. See dealer for complete details. Not all customers will qualify.
Brian Elders Roofing. Roofing Solutions.
Chris Price here for Brian Elder Roofing. The storms we've had over the past several months have been devastating to our communities. The rainy season is ahead. You may have not even noticed the dripping in your attic, water stains throughout your home, or even worse, mold and mildew. Please call Brian Elder Roofing and we will send out our project managers to assess any damage. We will not try to sell you a roof if all you need is a repair. We will measure your roof from outer space. 0% for 60 months, even no payments till 2022 are available with approved credit. If you've noticed missing shingles, water stains, leaks in your roof, call us before you call your insurance company at 867-0303. That's 867-0303, and we will provide a free, thorough inspection of your roof's condition.
Call 867-0303. Brian Elder's Roofing Solutions.
Family Leisure's done it again. We're talking about the world's biggest spa sale. Up to 30% off on spas and swim spas. Choose from hundreds of different spas from multiple manufacturers. There is special financing available, and if you are in the market, special pricing now as summer starts to dwindle on chemicals and accessories. Always professional delivery available. The spas are going crazy at Family Leisure, I-40 and Whidden Road.
We are Sports 56 WHBQ Memphis, W253DF Memphis, WPGFLP Memphis, and WIVG Tunica Memphis, Flynn Broadcasting Stations.
Now, back to Sports 56 Middays delivered by FedEx. Visit FedEx.com/e-commerce to see how to turn browsers into buyers. Learn how FedEx can help take your business to the next level. This hour is also brought to you by the Window Genie. Here once again are Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy.
Welcome back. 10:04 the time. Make that 11:04 the time. Hour 2 here on Sports 56 Middays, the Monday, September 28th, 2020 edition. Greg Gaston, Eli Savoy, Gabe Kuhn. We're in the Family Leisure Studios where family and fun come together. Family Leisure, 2120 Whitten Road, just north of I-40. Sports 56 Middays is delivered by our title and presenting sponsor, FedEx. Make the most out of your e-commerce experience by finding insights and inspiration from other small business owners. Learn more at FedEx.com/e-commerce. And the second hour of the program is brought to you by The Window Genie, a trusted name in window cleaning, but they do so much more. They can take care of your home or your business. They clean interior and exterior windows with their streak-free guarantee. They can clean gutters, do pressure washing. They can clean and seal concrete, brick, and natural stone. And right now they're offering early specials on your holiday lighting. You don't have to lift a finger. Call Window Genie. They'll come out. They'll customize your lighting, install it, maintain it, and store it away. They're not going to install it now, but if you order by November 1st, you're getting 15% off. So ask Kate Robertson about that Sports 56 discount. It's the Window Genie at 901-424-4100. By the way, the Memphis game on Saturday, again, we got our fingers crossed, 2:30 on ESPN2. 2:30 on ESPN2, Memphis at SMU. I looked at the odds, Eli, during the break. I haven't seen anything posted yet for Memphis and SMU. I guess they're also waiting to see what type of announcement happens, I guess. I mean, the game's on right now, as far as we know.
I'm sure they're probably waiting to see who Memphis will have available to play. Make sure they know who's available.
Yeah, but I don't know if you're gonna end up knowing that. Like if Ryan Silverfield's going to divulge that information, they're not even divulging how many players, let alone the individual names of the players. That is not going to happen.
I do see Memphis as a 1-point favorite, actually.
From which site?
That's on my app.
Okay, because I'm looking at. Let's see, Westgate, MGM, William Hill, none of them have listed a number yet. It is Monday. It is time to look back at college football, which we've been doing for the entire show, but to get the input, the insight from one Barrett Sallee. We love having him on, and he joins us here after this terrific open.
It's time to talk some college football on Sports 56 Middays. Joining Greg and Eli is Barrett Sallee from CBSSports.com, CBS Sports HQ, and Sirius XM Radio. Now, here's Barrett with Greg and Eli.
He is Barrett Sallee. You can follow him on Twitter at Barrett Sallee, and as Mr. Announcer Man said, He writes for CBS Sports. You can watch him on TV, CBS Sports HQ, and listen to him on Sirius XM College Radio. And I don't know, Barrett, if you've seen any numbers from the games on Saturday involving SEC teams. I wondered going into the week whether we'd see, I think, that transition of, okay, now it's college football because here we go with the SEC. So I'm curious to know about numbers for the weekend. But to me, it felt like college football was back despite still no Big Ten, no Pac-12.
Yeah, Greg, it really did. I mean, it felt normal. And really the previous 3 weeks, and really, week 0 sort of counted on this too, but it felt like a diet version, so to speak. It was nice. It was a nice appetizer, but this felt like the real deal. And I think a lot of it started, in the first window where you had a really, really fun game between Florida and Ole Miss, and then you had a really close game between Auburn and Kentucky, and then really just it continued with what happened during our game with KJ Costello, and then throughout the night especially with what South Carolina, Tennessee turned into. So you hate to credit the SEC for everything and for making college football feel normal, but man, those were some really compelling games from noon till about 11, and the SEC is the credit for it.
With the Mississippi State LSU game, and Mississippi State getting that win, does it say more about what Mississippi State can be with Mike Leach's offense, or more about how much LSU lost and what they might be this year?
I think it's more Mississippi State, although it is both. Just crunching some numbers, I know Mike Leach's system gets a lot of credit for it. I looked up KJ Costello's stats in that game on passes that had 5 or more defenders in coverage. He was like 29 of 50 for 400 and something yards.
Wow.
And three touchdowns. And that's basically when they're sitting back. Derek Stingley is a good player. He couldn't have done anything about that either. So I think it says more about Mississippi State just because it's not just the system. They've got the perfect guy for that system, and he showed it. And then for LSU, yeah, it certainly is indictment of where they are, because I don't know about you guys. I'm not going to sit here and judge somebody's demeanor too much, but it didn't look like Miles Brennan had any clue what he was doing. I know Joe Burrow's attitude is, one that you probably can't replicate because, he's probably the most confident person on the planet, but Miles Brennan looked lost, and they looked like they had no idea what they wanted to do offensively. So that part certainly scares me. And look, if you're comparing Miles Brennan to Joe Burrow, that's unfair. But to me, that looked like the same LSU quarterback that existed prior to Joe Burrow. Like the same guy, every single one. And that's not good.
Speaking of quarterbacks, your team down in your neck of the woods in Athens with the University of Georgia and their quarterback situation, Stetson Bennett bailed him out. I mean, he looked really good, and they ended up running away with it in the second half. But certainly DeJuan Mathis looked like a deer in headlights. And then we still have the whole JT Daniels thing that has to be ironed out. So do we have a quarterback problem with Kirby Smart down there at Georgia, or is it just a situation that will get ironed out?
Oh, it's a big problem. If JT couldn't play in that situation, then he's not healthy. And there's no reason to think he's going to get healthy this week because he hadn't gotten healthy in a full year, more than a year. So that part of it's really scary. But Stetson Bennett is not a guy that can lead you to an SEC East championship or really relevance in the SEC East. I know he looked okay in that game. They protected him so much. He only threw 3 passes that traveled over 20 yards in the air, and none of them were complete.
Wow.
And for perspective, Felipe Frank threw twice as many and completed as many as Stetson Bennett attempted. So they protected him, and I think for good reason. Obviously, they felt like their defense was keeping them in the game against Arkansas, and there's no reason to, ask that kid to go nuts and air it out because they clearly thought that eventually they could get the best of Arkansas, and they did. But against Auburn, against other teams in the East, against Alabama in a few weeks, no, that's not going to work. These defensive coordinators that you're facing off and this personnel that you're facing up against, they're way too good to let a one-dimensional quarterback like that win, or beat them. So It's a problem. There's no doubt, and it really starts with with JT Daniels, because I think they were counting on him a little more than obviously he's produced, but. And then it's Stetson Bennett is not he's not that guy. I know he looked okay, but it's against Arkansas, and they didn't ask him to do much.
Mm-hmm.
The Kirby Smart at his press conference today says JT Daniels will be cleared to play this week. He says he's not sure how much that will change the equation. Daniels will compete along with the other QBs. So,
thanks, Kirby.
Yeah, well,
thanks for straightening that out.
I appreciate that, Kirby. Well, I think what you can read into that is that, JT is going to be in the mix, and they want Auburn to prepare for him a little bit. But if he didn't play last week, he ain't going to be a big part of the game plan this week either. So to me, that's a little bit of gamesmanship. I'm sure that obviously JT is going to be a little healthier, but if you didn't need him if you didn't put him in against Arkansas in that spot, you're not going to put him in against Auburn in any key spot. So. That's nice. That's good for JT, but I take that as basically all lip service.
The Florida Ole Miss game, you mentioned a fun game, a lot of points, which I think you're probably going to see a lot of that out of Ole Miss games this year. Kyle Trask with 6 touchdowns. Matt Corral gets the start, and Matt Corral looked good, certainly, and looked the part with Elijah Moore having a big game. So what did you think out of that game with Lane Kiffin's debut?
I know folks will say, well, Florida's defense looked awful. That's Lane Kiffin, Jerry Ely, Matt Corral, Elijah Moore, John Rice Plumlee. Those guys, they're going to do that to a lot of teams. Yep. And that's not to excuse Florida's defense. Florida's defense did not play well. I think we all know that. But that's just going to be par for the course, I think, against Ole Miss more times than not. So I just, when you look at what Florida did offensively, and the connection that Kyle Trask has, and I'm actually writing about this in SEC Smothered and Covered for tomorrow, they have so much confidence in Kyle to see coverage, diagnose, change the play, and have everybody on that field be on the same page. That first touchdown in the second half is a perfect example. That ball was not supposed to go to Pitts. It was actually supposed to be a running play, and he audibled out and hit Pitts for a 71-yard touchdown. That's scary because Kyle Trask has never been a starting quarterback in any offseason ever. And so for him to have that kind of growth and for the staff to have that kind of trust in him after one game, I think that speaks volumes as to where that program is.
One team, Barrett, I don't know what to think. I'm thinking a little more highly of them after game one, but it's Auburn. And I know Kentucky seemed to be the betting darling of a lot of people, and they lose 29-13. What did you think of Auburn's performance, and then what about Auburn moving forward?
I thought that they adjusted well. I think that's the important thing is that the defense was not working in the first half, and they found out ways to get pressure in the second half, and they did that I think primarily with their linebackers and disguising a lot. And Terry Wilson clearly had his head spinning. So that part of it I thought was encouraging to see if you're an Auburn fan. Offensive line got better in the second half. It was dreadful in the first half. So they figured out how to make adjustments, and that I think is important, obviously, because you're going to have a ton of inconsistencies around all of college football this year. So having the ability to do that's going to be huge. And then I think the offense in general is going to work. I think there was obviously some inconsistencies because it's the first game, and you don't know what you have. But the second half, they involved more crossing patterns. They got Seth Williams isolated more, and those are things that need to happen. So, it wasn't the best game in the world for Auburn, but I think the fact that the staff recognized issues, A, and then B, addressed them successfully is really important.
Who do you like this week between Auburn and Georgia?
Auburn. I think Auburn's going to win handily. I don't think Georgia's going to have much of a chance. I do not trust that. Wow. I didn't trust that offense before. And with Stetson Bennett, I really don't.
The Texas A&M was not exactly impressive against Vanderbilt, to say the least, at 17-12. They take a bit of a step up this week against Alabama. How concerned should Aggie fans be?
Very. Because Kellen Mond looked awful. I mean, that whole team, they looked awful offensively. And had it not been for one Isaiah Spiller run, they might have lost that game. And so I just, Texas A&M, to me, it was really disappointing because, well, they were vanilla, I get that, but it was disappointing because they knew that, they were in for a dogfight and they still couldn't do anything about it. They didn't adjust, and Kellen Mond still is completely, woefully inconsistent. And I think it kind of shows that Kellen Mond is who he is, and he's been that way for 3 years. And he's not going to improve all that much, and didn't improve this year. So going against Alabama on the road, that's not going to go well at all. So I don't know. I think A&M should be really, really concerned. And if you're Jimbo Fisher, you got to be looking around going, wow, they're paying me all this money, and the door's wide open in the West, and it just kind of seems like nothing has changed. Because I'd be floored if they are anything different than what they've been the last 2 years, which is just an okay team that can test teams for a little while and then they run out of gas. Because there's nothing to suggest otherwise.
Well, so you look at their schedule. It's Alabama, Florida, Mississippi State the next 3 weeks. By the way, the Florida game, that's perfect scheduling that we get Kyle Trask to Kyle Pitts at Kyle Field. I mean, that should be an epic day at Kyle Field. But, man, oh, man, that could be, especially these next two. We'll see what Mississippi State does going forward. But, man, these next two, it could be rough for Jimbo.
It could, and I'm going to be fascinated to see what the reaction is if they continue to do what they've been doing his entire career, because there's got to be a time where patience runs thin, and I understand letting him have a year and a half, 2 years, whatever, but at what point do you sort of, not give up, but really start questioning whether this is the right idea? And I think this is the year for that to become a part of the thought process.
All right, last thing for you, Barrett. I want to shift gears and go out to the Big 12. And even though it was conference games, I still think they're playing each other. It was a bad weekend. Anytime you lose, your top team loses in Oklahoma, and Texas probably should have lost. It was a miraculous comeback. But we know last year Oklahoma was able to get into the playoff despite a loss to Kansas State, and they lose to them again. But this year, all bets are off. Abbreviated season, not as many games for the conferences. Are all playing different amounts of games. How devastating do you think that was to the Big 12 and specifically to Oklahoma?
It's huge because there is really no frame of reference anymore for out-of-conference games. And Oklahoma already has its loss. That tends to happen every single year. You get that one game from the Sooners. There's no margin for error, and really, you look around that conference, and is there anybody besides Texas that you think can even be relevant?
Nope.
No. And Texas might not even be relevant after what we saw. So, if you're Bob Bowlesby, you're looking around going, man, maybe playing fewer games was the better option to get into the college football playoff, because that looks like it's going to that conference looks like it's going to beat itself up. So, yeah, I mean, if you're the Big Ten, or if you're the Pac-12, or you're UCF or Memphis or whoever, you're looking at the Big 12 going, thank God the last month happened, because it opened the door wide for any of those teams or conferences to get a good straw and maybe get one or two teams in if you're a Power 5 conference, or if you're a American, get your champion in.
He is Barrett Sallee from CBS Sports. He writes for CBS Sports. You can also check him out on the Tube, CBS Sports HQ, and listen to him on SiriusXM College Radio. Follow him on Twitter at Barrett Sallee, and catch him every Monday during the college football season right here in this time slot talking college football. Barrett, always a pleasure. Have a great week. Good luck to your Braves. We'll talk to you next Monday.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Take care.
Me and Barrett, by this time next week, could be arch enemies.
Yes, and I told you it never materialized with the Phillies. I don't know why when you asked me about the playoff teams, I said the Phillies when I said on Twitter 1,000 different times the Phillies bullpen wasn't going to be able to hold on and they were going to get knocked out, and they were. And we'll talk baseball in hour number 3, but yes, it's going to be you versus Barrett and a little battle going on. Well, Tennessee.
Well, I'm not saying I think that will actually happen. I'm just saying it could happen.
No, there's a possibility. Hey, Tennessee, sports betting is almost here, and FanDuel Sportsbook is giving you an exclusive offer to get started. Right now, FanDuel Sportsbook is giving users $50 in free bets just for signing up. You heard that right. They're giving you $50 in free site credit to register and verify early. No deposit is required. FanDuel is America's #1 sports betting site for a reason. They've got odds on all the biggest sports and a simple, intuitive app that makes it easy to find the bet you're looking for and then lock it in. And unlike other sports books, once you win, FanDuel gets you your cash in as little as 24 hours. Why? Well, it's the right thing to do. But right now, the right thing for you to do is download the FanDuel Sportsbook app and check out their fantastic app for yourself. Just be sure to sign up and register using promo code GASMAN so they know we sent you. Yeah, when you verify your account, you'll receive $50 in site credit when FanDuel Sportsbook is live. So the promo code GASMAN, that's my nickname, to get $50 in site credit when FanDuel Sportsbook is live. You got to be 21 and over and present in Tennessee. Site credit is non-withdrawable and expires 7 days after receipt. Terms do apply. See sportsbookfanduel.com for details. And if you have a gambling problem, call Redline at 1-800-889-9789. When we come back, college football to the NFL. We'll talk National Football League, and what a Sunday it was. This is Sports 56 Middays on Real Sports Talk. Sports 56, that's AM 560, 96.1 FM, 87.7 FM, and now 98.5 FM.
Listen online anywhere, anytime at sports56whbq.com.
COVID-19 is still ravaging our community. People are still getting sick. Unfortunately, people are still dying. There's still a tremendous need for testing. There's a new Christ Community testing location. If you're an essential worker, have been exposed to someone, or just know you need a test, get it at 1720 RSK Commercial Cove. That's the former Lamar Auto Inspection Station. Text TEST 2020 to 91999 or call Christ Community at 842-3160 for an appointment.
Great news, sports fans. The Butcher Shop Steakhouse is now open for dine-in service. Make a reservation and enjoy a mouth-watering steak dinner. Or, if you prefer, take it curbside. In addition to their fantastic steaks, the Butcher Shop Steakhouse has a variety of entrees, including Canadian lobster tail, crab-stuffed shrimp, pan-seared red snapper, and fresh ground steak burger with portobello mushroom sauce. Planning to cook out? The Butcher Shop Steakhouse offers a great selection of fresh Angus beef, hand-cut steaks and burgers, lamb chops, Atlantic salmon, and more. Make your reservation for dine-in or pre-order for curbside pickup. The Butcher Shop Steakhouse, dine-in, curbside, and delivery. Plus, enjoy the sizzle of top-quality Butcher Shop steaks on your own grill. Call us at 757-4244 and visit our website, thebutchershop.com, for menus and more. The Butcher Shop Steakhouse, Walnut Grove and Germantown Parkway.
You have to be up in 5 hours, 2 hours, 6 minutes. And when you hear, you realize that you haven't slept a wink. That's why there's ZzzQuil Pure Z's, a drug-free blend of botanicals with an optimal dose of melatonin, so you can fall asleep naturally with no next-day grogginess. It's available in both liquid and gummies, tastes great, and is non-habit forming. Pick up ZzzQuil Pure Z's from the sleep experts at Vicks ZzzQuil. ZzzQuil Pure Z's, naturally superior sleep. Available at retailers near you.
Get ready to fall in love with driving again in your new Kia from Gossett Kia on the Pike. Get everything you want with the 2020 Forte, just $131 a month. Or hit the road in 2020 Soul, $148 a month. And transform your driving experience this fall in the all-new 2021 K5, now $189 a month. All 36-month leases in just $3149 due at signing. And you'll get peace of mind you can trust with a 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty. It's time to get your Kia on at Gossett Kia 1900 Covington Pike, or shop 24/7 at KiaCovingtonPike.com. Ask for Bobby J. He'll put you in a new Kia today.
If you want it, we got it at Gossett Motor Cars.
All 36-month leases, $3149 due at signing, 0 security deposit, excludes acquisition fee, 10,000 miles per year, 20 cents excess mileage, $650 acquisition fee, Forte, LE 224963, Soul, L7120906, K5MG 0031199. Warranty is a limited powertrain warranty. See Kia.com or retailer for details. Includes all rebates and incentives. PF 598.75. Excludes tax title and license. See dealer for complete details. Not all customers will qualify.
I Buy Houses, 901-406-1101. That's 901-406-1101. I Buy Houses. I Buy Houses will buy a house in any area, in any condition, and yes, it's guaranteed to close in 5 days. If you need to sell your home quickly, call 901-406-1101. If you've been through a divorce, if you lost your job, if you're tired of renters, I Buy Houses can get you your money quickly. I Buy Houses will buy your home in Shelby County, DeSoto County, Memphis, Bartlett, South Haven, Horn Lake, Olive Branch, anywhere and everywhere in between in any condition. And yes, they're open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I Buy Houses, 901-406-1101. That's 901-406-1101. Grab that pen, 901-406-1101. I Buy Houses.
Listen Sundays at 11 a.m. to join Idlewild Presbyterian Church for worship. Idlewild is a PCUSA church located in Midtown Memphis.
Now, back to Sports 56 Middays delivered by FedEx. Visit FedEx.com/e-commerce to see how to turn browsers into buyers. Learn how FedEx can help take your business to the next level. This hour is also brought to you by the Window Genie. Here once again are Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy.
Welcome back, everybody. 11:27 is the time. What a Sunday in the National Football League, and we still have the Monday night game, and it will be a doozy, at least on paper it should be. The Chiefs, the defending champions, and the Ravens, both 2-0. You have Lamar Jackson, the reigning MVP. You have Patrick Mahomes, the quarterback for the Chiefs, and we'll have it for you on all our stations tonight starting at 7 o'clock. So one team will lose, obviously, tonight. They could tie, like the Bengals and the Eagles, Eli, but one team will be dropped from the undefeated ranks. Even if it's a tie, it's unblemished, so they lose that unblemished record, I guess. But undefeated teams remaining in the NFL: Buffalo, Pittsburgh, Tennessee, Green Bay, Chicago, Seattle. So 6 and the 2 tonight. So 8 teams right now remain undefeated in the National Football League, and there were a couple of teams yesterday that either survived or made a miraculous rally to stay that way.
Yeah, there were some tight games yesterday, some weird games, some good comebacks. Feels like there's a lot of points being scored in the NFL, and I don't know if that is if that's indicative of anything as far as COVID related, but it seems like there's a lot of points being scored.
Yeah, again, last year I thought there was a lot of points in the NFL, and it just felt to me like it was always an over, and then you came back with the stats, and it showed that it wasn't. There were some, but there certainly wasn't the number that I thought. And then this year, I feel the same, and I think this time maybe the numbers will back me, and I don't know if you'll ever have the time to do that, but it just seems like the overs are hitting a lot more than the unders. And I don't know what it is. I don't know what the reason is, but the offenses seem to be way ahead of the defenses. But we had some crazy games yesterday. We also had a lot of University of Memphis impact in games throughout the NFL.
Yeah, there was a lot of good for the former University of Memphis guys. There was another former Memphis native who had a big game as well. There was a lot of good stuff for the city of Memphis yesterday.
Yeah, let's take a look at some of those games. We'll start with another Atlanta Falcons collapse. And again, Dan Quinn's a friend of the show. He's a friend of mine. I don't think he survives the day. I am shocked if he still has a job after today. I thought Arthur Blank, with everything that was said last week after the collapse in Dallas, this is 3 games that they've had double-digit leads, and the Falcons somehow lose at home to the Bears, 30-26, to fall to 0-3. They can easily be 3-0. The Bears, again, you look at the Bears and go, how are they 3-0? But they are. And Anthony Miller, the former Memphis Tiger, with the game-winning touchdown catch on a throw from who? Nick Foles. So give Matt Nagy a lot of credit. He pulls the plug on Trubisky despite the team being 2-0 at halftime, goes with Foles, and Nick Foles rescues the Bears. The Falcons become the first team in NFL history to lose twice in one season while holding a 15-point lead in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, it's astonishing to think that they could lose those games back to back. It just it's virtually impossible to do that. Honestly, to do it once is hard enough. To do it back to back weeks,
right,
is just it's unbelievable.
You don't see it that often in the NFL. You see it in college all the time. We just talked about the Texas Tech 15-point lead with 3 minutes to go, and Texas rallies and wins. But you don't see it a lot in the NFL, and we're seeing it a lot more, at least early this year with blown leads and big comebacks. And we almost saw that in Buffalo against the Rams. And we'll get to that game in a bit. But the Falcons, I don't know. Dan Quinn has taken all the blame. I will be, again, surprised if there's not a move made there. The Titans, speaking of rallies, the Vikings had a lead of 24-12 in the third. They also had a lead with under 2 minutes to play. But the Titans rally behind the running of Derrick Henry, the passing of Ryan Tannehill, but the foot of, again, a former Memphis Tiger, Steven Gostkowski, who has now hit 9 in a row since his rough debut in Denver. He goes 6 for 6, 3 of them over 50 yards, and the Titans go to 3-0 as they win that game 31-30 over the Vikings. Again, Gotti with 6 out of 6 field goals.
Yeah, and I believe, what was the stat? He's the first kicker to kick a game-winning field goal in the final 2 minutes in 3 straight games since, I believe, in like 1970 or something.
Yes. And the first 2 game winners were in the final play. This one wasn't the final play, but it was still a game winner in the last 2 minutes. And Gotti, boy, he has redeemed himself and then some. And that's why you don't make some hasty decision on your kicker when it's a guy like Steven Gostkowski, who was a borderline Hall of Famer. This isn't your average Joe kicker. So that's why I give a lot of credit to Mike Vrabel. Plus, he has a relationship with Gotti to give him some time to find his rhythm. And he has found his rhythm. And now they got Henry running the ball like he did last year. Boy, the Titans 3-0 and off and rolling.
This another stat on the Titans, only the 7th team in the past 80 years to start 3-0 with all 3 games decided by 3 or fewer points.
Wow. So living on the edge, but getting it done. The Raiders, they lose for the first time as they fall at New England. The Patriots win 36-20. This was the Rex Burkhead game, 3 touchdowns, including 2 rushing touchdowns. But they said they did this one for James White, whose parents were involved in that car accident, which cost the life of his father, correct?
Mm-hmm.
And they looked really good. The Raiders are a pretty good team. They got away from throwing the ball to Waller, the tight end, or the Pats did a good job taking him out. But the Pats running the ball, Cam Newton didn't have to throw it too much, and they improved to 2-1.
I said, let's tap the brakes on the Raiders a little bit when Raider Corey and others got really excited after the win, and rightfully so. But as I said last Tuesday, their next 3 games are the Patriots, the Bills, and the Chiefs. Let's see where they stand after those 3.
Another team,
and then the Buccaneers actually after that too.
Yeah, that's murderer's row. The Texans, another team that's surprisingly 0-3. They fall to the Steelers in a good game, 28-21, and the Steelers are one of those unbeaten teams. They're still 3-0. They got Big Ben back. James Conner's running the ball well. He had 109 rushing yards and the eventual game-winning touchdown. I thought Deshaun Watson played really, really well. But again, when you don't have DeAndre Hopkins, you don't have that weapon. The Texans in the Watt Bowl, right? JJ loses to his 2 brothers who played for the Steelers. TJ, and what's the other one's name?
Derek.
Derek. And the Steelers go to 3-0. So the Texans are in trouble. Bill O'Brien is another coach that I think is in trouble. Not as much as Dan Quinn, where Quinn could be fired like any minute. But Bill O'Brien, I just don't see it going past this season.
The problem to me is not Bill O'Brien, the coach. It's Bill O'Brien, the GM.
Yeah, you've said that before. You're right.
I think he can coach. But, I mean, you just look at this. The David Johnson, who was the big acquisition in getting rid of DeAndre Hopkins, 13 carries for 23 yards. I mean, they ran for 29 yards in this game. They're not running the ball, and that's putting a lot of pressure on Deshaun Watson with a receiving core that doesn't have one of the best receivers in football anymore. So it's a bad combination, and I think they've put Deshaun Watson in a bad spot here.
They have. The 49ers get the Meadowlands sweep. They beat the Giants 36-9. The 49ers are a walking mash unit. Nick Mullins was the quarterback. Actually played well. 25 of 36, 343 and a touch in place of Jimmy Garoppolo. But the Giants are really bad. And Daniel Jones looked bad. Saquon Barkley's out for the year. They signed Devontae Freeman. This one was no problem for the 49ers. They improved to 2-1. Again, they have their own issues with injuries, but the Giants and the Jets and New York football, other than upstate where Buffalo is really, really bad.
For the folks in New York, I hope that the Yankees can have a nice postseason run because there's not a lot to be real happy about in the city there in New York. My goodness gracious, those two NFL teams are just awful. And I mean, the Giants without Saquon, I just don't know offensively how you could expect them to do anything.
Mm-hmm. Poor Joe Judge.
Yeah, it's going to be a rough first year. I don't think he signed up to lose Saquon Barkley in the first week, but it's going to be a difficult process there for the Giants and the Jets alike. That stadium is not going to see a whole lot of home team wins this year.
The Washington football team loses at Cleveland 34-20. A couple of interesting things here. First of all, you had the number 2 pick, Chase Young. Was he 2?
Yes.
He was taken 2. He got hurt, groin injury. I don't think it's anything serious, but they lose him. Redskins defensively are still pretty good. They're a pretty good defensive team, but the Browns get it done. Baker played solid, and the Browns are over 500 for the first time since 2014. Let me say that again. They are over the 500 mark for the first time since 2014. The Redskins got a touchdown run from Antonio Gibson, another former Tiger. The rookie 9 totes for 41 yards, but Cleveland improves to 2-1.
Yeah, and again, that Washington just offensively so young. It's much like the Giants. It's going to be a struggle offensively for those young quarterbacks. There's just not a whole lot around them to give them a lot of help. But yeah, good to see Antonio Gibson get a touchdown. He did have the lost fumble in that game, so a little bit of negative as well. But it's going to be. It's tough when you don't even have a nickname. That's just going to probably be that's the way things are going in Washington.
Skins fans, some of them screaming for Alex Smith, but right now Alex Smith is the third string guy. He wasn't even suited up. Kyle Allen's the backup, but Dwayne Haskins is Ron Rivera's quarterback. He said it, he reemphasized it, but Haskins had 3 interceptions, and 2 of them were really, really bad picks.
I just don't see what you would get by going to Alex Smith. I mean, yes, I understand the NFC East right now that
it's up for grabs.
It's 1 win is leading the division. But, I mean, if you're Washington fans, you can't really be thinking like, oh, my gosh, we've got a chance this year. We just got to go with the guy who gives us the better chance at winning games. Like, even if you think that's the case, this is about either getting Dwayne Haskins the experience to be what you hope he is or finding out that he isn't what you expected, but you got to let him play through it and get that opportunity. What the hell's Alex Smith going to do for you?
Yeah, but most fans don't think long-term. They don't think future. They're thinking right now. And they're pent up at home. They're not able to go to the games. They're like, the NFC East is wide open. It's bad, but it's wide open. Why don't we take it? And we think Haskins isn't good enough. So I understand to a certain extent their rationale in thinking that. But you're absolutely right. What do you get out of Alex Smith? And your future is Dwayne Haskins. All right, one more before we'll take a timeout, and that's that Rams game against the Bills. And the Bills, another one of those 3-0 teams, they moved to 3-0 with a 35-32 win over the Rams, who dropped to 2-1. It was almost an Atlanta Falcons-esque loss in the sense that the Rams had a huge lead, 28-3. Make that the Bills had a huge lead, 28-3, before the Rams rallied to take the lead. And then in the final moments, the Bills come back and win. They get aided by a PI, which a lot of people thought wasn't pass interference. And Josh Allen throws to Tyler Kroft for the touchdown with 15 seconds left. Another former Tiger, Darrell Henderson, his first 100-yard rushing game. He had a rushing touchdown, which at that point had given the Rams the lead. Great comeback, but give the Bills and Josh Allen a lot of credit. Allen's been really, really good, and he led his team down the field. Again, aided by the PI, Eli, but they get the win.
Josh Allen has been amazing. I mean, the dude is just he's been, to me, I just saw somebody tweet this. His last 14 games, 33 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. And that's not counting what he's doing with his legs, too. I mean, he continues to be a great runner. Had the rushing touchdown in that game. Mm-hmm. Josh Allen looks fantastic.
Okay, right now going into a game tonight that features a couple of MVP candidates, you would say Russell Wilson probably MVP, right?
He would have to be among the top 1 or 2 for sure because he has been unbelievable.
But Aaron Rodgers is right there.
Yep. Josh Allen's right there.
Josh Allen is, that was the point I was leading up to, is Josh Allen is right there. Lamar Jackson, of course. Mahomes didn't have a good second game, but he's still Patrick Mahomes. He's going to put up the numbers. But Josh Allen is among the players right now, so early, but that you would consider in the Hall of Fame, in the MVP discussion. Okay, when we come back, we'll look back at the other games that were played yesterday and preview tonight's Chiefs-Ravens Monday night game. One college football note from Ryan Silverfield meeting the media today. He says he's pretty confident Memphis will be playing. They tested Sunday. They'll test again Wednesday, and then they'll do the rapid test on Friday before leaving for Dallas. But he told Dave Woloshin on the television coaches show that he does not expect the full roster, that the players that they would take, that there'll be some that will not be going. We'll see if that changes with tests this week, but that's the latest from Ryan Silverfield. This Memphis Sports Fact is brought to you by James Gaddis Jewelers. Did you know with his 6 field goals and 19 total points yesterday, Titans kicker and former Memphis Tigers star Steven Gostkowski became the 12th player in NFL history to score 1,800 or more points for his career. Only the 12th player in NFL history. Congrats to Gotti. James Gaddis Jewelers, 4900 Poplar between Mendenhall and St. Elmo. Call them at 901-767-9648. They're open and ready for your business. The website is gaddisjewelers.com, your bridal, engagement, and anniversary jeweler headquarters. Been serving Memphians and Mid-Southerners for over 23 years. James and Linda and the rest of the pros at James Gaddis Jewelers will answer all your questions, steer you in the right direction. James is a master jeweler, certified appraiser, diamondologist, and graded by the Gemologist Institute of America. They are full-service jewelers with 2 bench jewelers ready to serve you. So if you just need a simple cleaning, resetting, anything like that, questions answered, look, they'll take care of you with their great staff. All their diamonds are independently graded and certified. James is a Christian Brothers High School graduate and a Memphian through and through. So when you're looking for that special diamond, looking for a watch or a certain antique vintage ring, go to James Gaddis Jewelers. Tell them I sent you. 4900 Poplar between Mendenhall and St. Elmo, online at gaddisjewelers.com, or call them at 901-767-9648. More NFL talk when we continue right here on Real Sports Talk, Sports 56, 96.1, 87.7, and now 98.5 FM.
Sports Time on Sports 56 with Wallo and Stats. Weekday afternoons from 3 till 6. Right here on Sports 56, 96.1 and 87.7 FM.
For over 8 decades, America's farmers have counted on the Little Red Tractor from Case IH, the Farmall, to help them make short work of their demanding chores. Well, Mid-South Ag can show you they aren't just for farms anymore. With horsepower ranging from 30 to 105, plus an army of attachments, they can tackle every chore on your to-do list, from hauling and mowing to loading and towing and then some. Stop by Mid-South Ag Equipment or call 662-890-3141 to find a Case IH Farmall that's right for you.
Hi, this is Troy Fiveash, owner of Fiveash Roof Services. You've heard me talk about how we offer the best products, the best warranties, and the best services for years. Now let's talk about pricing. Pricing should never be the only reason you hire a contractor, but in today's world, pricing is always a consideration. So we suggest you get 2 or 3 estimates for your roof replacement from a reputable, licensed, and insured company, and then give us a call. If we can't beat your best price for a comparable roof system by more than $100, we'll give you $100. It's that simple. We are so sure we can offer you the best price, beating all other qualified companies, we will hand you $100 if we can't. And thank you for the opportunity. So give us a call. What's the worst thing that's going to happen? Make $100? Fiveash Roof Services, a proud supporter of Tiger Athletics and the official roofer of the Tigers home team. Fiveash Roof Services, fair, honest, and ethical. 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com.
Fiveash Roofing is what we do. We're here for you.
Pros today have to do whatever the job calls for, and the Home Depot is here to help make that easier. With a wide range of delivery options, you can get what you need, from job lot quantities to small supply runs, delivered where and when you need it. Don't want to buy the tool? Rent it. We've got the most innovative products and more ways for pros to find them, in-store and online. Pros are changing, so are we. The Home Depot, how doers get more done.
First Bank is here to help you, whether you're a business looking for a loan to expand or refinance an existing one, a homeowner looking for a mortgage or home equity line, a consumer wanting to finance your dream car, or wanting a competitive rate on your CD deposits. Let First Bank try to handle your banking needs. Stop into one of First Bank's 3 local branches today. 6482 Poplar Avenue, just east of International Paper, 8398 Highway 64 across from Wolf Chase, and 6280 Highway 64 in Oakland. Or check them out online at firstbankonline.com. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
You have to be up in 5 hours, 2 hours, 6 minutes. And when you hear, you realize that you haven't slept a wink. That's why there's ZzzQuil Pure Z's, a drug-free blend of botanicals with an optimal dose of melatonin, so you can fall asleep naturally with no next-day grogginess. It's available in both liquid and gummies, tastes great, and is non-habit forming. Pick up ZzzQuil Pure Z's from the sleep experts at Vicks ZzzQuil. ZzzQuil Pure Z's, naturally superior sleep. Available at retailers near you.
I want to do some bragging rights. Hey, I was just the other day overhearing a conversation with Big Mike, the manager of DeSoto Auto Sales. They've got people buying cars all over the country. North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, Alabama, Arkansas, Texas. People from all over the country buy cars at DeSoto Auto Sales in Olive Branch, Mississippi. Why? DeSoto Auto Sales has the most stringent car inspection in America. They get it right the first time. Quality and low mileage, factory warranty on most vehicles. My favorite part is the people who work there. Big Mike, all the employees are professional, friendly, and go that extra mile. Expect as you walk in the door, you're treated like family. DeSoto Auto Sales understands your time matters. We can help you find your dream car and get all the paperwork finished in less than an hour. Come see us at DeSoto Auto Sales and be part of our family. Have a great buying experience every time. 662-890-7184.
Now, back to Sports 56 Middays delivered by FedEx. Visit FedEx.com/e-commerce to see how to turn browsers into buyers. Learn how FedEx can help take your business to the next level. This hour is also brought to you by the Window Genie. Here once again are Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy.
Once again, for all your window cleaning, for early specials on your holiday lighting, for all other things around the home, they clean and seal concrete, brick, natural stone. They also do window tinting on your home. They clean your gutters. It's the Window Genie. Call Kate Robertson today at 901-424-4100. The Window Genie, second hour sponsor of Sports 56 Middays. 5 favorite songs will come your way at 12:05. So if you want to send your lists in now, please do so via the First Bank text line at 67129, or if you're watching us live, you can message us with those lists at Sports56 WHBQ on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Periscope, and Instagram.
Got a text from Bobby, 67129, the First Bank text line. He says, one of the reasons for the high scoring in the NFL so far is all the ticky-tack pass interference calls. Most of these calls should be no calls, especially at the end of games. I wish the NFL would change to the college rule instead of placing the ball at the spot of the foul or at the 1 yard line when the penalty is in the end zone. These penalties basically give the offense a touchdown. Maybe that's what the NFL wants.
Preach, brother. Preach. It's always been like that, but I have said it for years. I would rather have the college football rule on pass interference than the NFL.
I don't agree with that because I don't think a defensive back beaten on a deep ball should have the out of just basically tackling the guy and saying, all right, well, they only get 15 yards for that. I do.
Why? If you hold somebody and then the guy springs for a touchdown, you get 15 yards. They don't spot it like at the 1 yard line or anything like that. I mean, I think the penalty is the offense is getting too much from that penalty. They're getting too much.
Well, you shouldn't. I just don't believe you should give the defensive back the out of I'm beat. I'm just going to take the pass interference call because it's only 15 yards instead of a touchdown.
I don't know. I just think it's always been an issue. It's always been an issue with me because, yes, you're right. I mean, it could be a blatant penalty that saves a game, but then again, I think it's worked very well with the college game, which is giving them the 15 yards and the automatic first down. I'm with who was it, Bobby? I'm with the texter.
The thing, I agree with him on the ticky-tack of a lot of pass interference calls. I think there's a lot of – I think they need to give the defensive players a little bit more freedom. I mean, because the offensive guy, the receiver can do pretty much most of the time whatever he wants, kind of in a hand fight.
Right.
But the defensive guy gets no freedom whatsoever, even if he's looking back and kind of making a play on the ball. A lot of the times, they give him no chance. But also, part of it too is some of these defensive backs some of these are just dumb penalties. Like, they're in great position, they just can't resist the need to like grab onto the guy. I don't know why defensive backs at times just like they could be in the perfect position and you just see them like grab onto the guy's jersey or whatever. You're like, you didn't need to do that. Like, just have confidence in the position you're in.
Well, that's true. I mean, the general rule is that a wide receiver is much bigger than a defensive back, and the defensive back is going to grab them. But a lot of times, the offensive, the receiver will kind of push off at first, and then you have the contact from the defensive back, and they always get called for it. Sometimes the receiver will get called for the push-off, but most of the time they'll call the defensive back. So I'm in agreement there. I think that they should be given a little bit more to leadway to be physical with a wide receiver. But that's what the NFL obviously wants. They want it more open. They want more offense, and that's exactly what they're getting.
Like, there was one last night in the Green Bay game. It was the one where Aaron Rodgers drew them off sides and then like just threw a ball up to the end zone. And the defensive back, they're both standing on the back line of the end zone. Like, and the receiver's not really doing anything, like even trying to get open. Mm-hmm. And the defensive back just grabs onto his arm. It's like, what are you grabbing onto his arm for? You didn't have to do that. You were in perfect position. That ball was not going to be completed. You would have easily knocked the ball down. And instead, he grabs onto the receiver's arm. And it's like, why? Why do you guys feel the need to be so grabby back there?
All right, let's roll through the rest of the games that we didn't touch on earlier. The Colts, my Colts, buried the Jets. No big deal in burying the Jets, but the way they played and the way they've been playing defense the last 2 weeks. Sam Darnold threw 2 pick sixes. Colts 2-1, Jets are 0-3.
It was the Jets. Don't get too excited there, Greg.
Bucks over the Broncos, 28-10. They improved to 2-1. The Broncos dropped to 0-3. And again, I guess you could say it's only the Broncos, but Tom Brady looked really good. 25-38, 297, 3 touchdowns. And Gronk caught some passes, man.
Yeah, he's gotten into the offense a little bit. Jeff Driscoll got beat up. I mean, that poor Jeff. Not that Jeff Driscoll's very good anyway, so it's going to be a struggle with Jeff Driscoll back there. But boy, he just got it seemed like every play he went back to pass, there was pressure on him. Got sacked, I think, 5 times in that game. And
then they brought in Brett Rippon.
Yeah, Brett Rippon gets in there. Not exactly Mark Rippon.
Are they going to sign Gus Frerotte? I mean, they have to go back, man. They're going to get beat up all year long, and I'm not sure what the status is. Do you know the status of Drew Lock? When he's expected back?
I want to say they said, was it 4 to 6 weeks they said originally?
Oh, it's that bad? Oof.
I can't remember. I want to say it was 4 to 6 is what their initial thing was.
Panthers over the Chargers in L.A., 21-16. Without Christian McCaffrey, they get their first win. Chargers are all 1-2 as well. Justin Herbert in the second start for Tyrod Taylor, 35 of 49, 330, a touch and an interception. Teddy Bridgewater, very solid, 22 of 28 for 235 and a touchdown. I was a little surprised, I guess, from the outcome of that game. But the Panthers were dead in the water on that last play by the Chargers on the Keenan Allen, the hook and lateral.
Yeah,
it was dropped by. It was a bad toss to Eckler, but that would have been a touchdown.
Yeah, I think he was going to score on that. That was well designed, and they had it set up. I mean, this is simply the turnovers. It's hard to go -4 in the turnover category and expect to win a game.
Right.
I mean, and if they don't, especially when you lose by 5 after going -4 in the turnover department, that's going to be frustrating for a head coach.
Cardinals knocked out of the ranks of the unbeaten as they lose to the Lions 26-23 at home. Cardinals 2-1, Lions 1-2. Matt Prater with the game-winning field goal. Kyle Murray, 3 picks. He threw 2 touchdowns, but 3 picks. And again, that's the whole turnover deal. You can't expect to win when your quarterback's throwing interceptions. Murray's been really, really good to that point, and they get knocked out. Then there's the Cowboys and the Seahawks in a crazy game. You mentioned earlier a Memphian, not a University of Memphis product, but a Memphian who had 2 touchdown catches for the Cowboys, Cedric Wilson Jr. Remember his father who played at Melrose? I remember covering him in high school, went on to win a Super Bowl, played with the 49ers and the Steelers. Well, his son caught 2 touchdown passes in the Cowboys' loss to the Seahawks, 38-31. Cowboys roared right back and took the lead. Russell, did they take the lead or they were within 2?
They took the lead.
They did take the lead. And then Russell Wilson, another 5-touchdown passing game. So the Seahawks get the win. They go to 3-0, and the Cowboys drop to 1-2.
Yeah, Cedric Wilson came in with 5 career catches. He had 5 for 107 and 2 touchdowns in the game. They did a lot of good things. Russell Wilson should have had another touchdown pass, but DK Metcalf, for whatever reason, catching a deep ball and thinking nobody's behind him, got the ball knocked out of his hand out of the back of the end zone, or that would have been another long touchdown that Russell Wilson would have had.
Can young players stop doing that, please?
I don't know why he thought the guy wasn't there. Like you just barely beat him. Like I don't know why you would think that you have left him that much.
And DK Metcalf's usually not the one to do something like that.
Yeah,
right.
That was bizarre to me, and he put it in one hand. I guess he thought he was that fast, where he just left the corner by about 10 yards.
Shades of Leon Lett, for goodness sake.
You can't. I mean, that's the thing. I was like, you would have to. It's not like the corner fell down or something. Like you have to think you just outran him by that much that he is not going to be able to catch you if you just basically start walking.
Right.
I don't understand. The Cowboys couldn't run the ball at all. Ezekiel Elliott couldn't get going, and they have their defense with their injuries in the defensive backfield is just they have no chance at stopping offenses. But and Dak had another big game, but he had some extremely costly mistakes. The interception at the end of the first half is a play you cannot make,
But it was his
gave
first
up 7
pick,
points.
But it was his first pick in forever. It ended a streak of where he hadn't thrown an interception. So he hasn't made a lot of mistakes. And by the way, speaking of the mistakes that we just talked about with DK Metcalf, he redeemed himself. Right? He had the game-winning touchdown catch. So, but DK's got to be better than that. And then finally, the Sunday night game. Aaron Rodgers, 21 of 32, 283 and 3 touchdowns. Drew Brees was better than he had been the first 2 games, 29 of 36, 288, 3 touchdowns. So the numbers were very similar to Rodgers' numbers, and the game went back and forth, but the Packers are a little bit better. They're 3-0, and the Saints now dropped to 1-2, 37-30. The Packers win over the Saints, and Sean Payton after the game talking about the situation, he says two straight losses, a gut check for the Saints. One of the teams I had in the Super Bowl.
The Packers' offense looks really, really good, and that was without Devontae Adams. I mean, they are putting up some big time numbers. Aaron Rodgers is playing just at a fantastic level.
Aaron Jones. Speaking of the Aarons, you have Aaron Rodgers, who's fantastic. Aaron Jones is another guy that if the Packers continue putting up the numbers and winning games, should be in the MVP conversation. He's been really, really good, really special. All right, that's 2 hours for us in the books. Coming up in hour number 3, we have our 5 favorite songs to kick things off. And again, the category today is Hey. Make sure the word Hey, H-E-Y, is in the title of your song. Then we'll dive into the NBA Finals, which is now set with the Miami Heat and the Los Angeles Lakers. We'll also talk Major League Baseball playoffs as 16 teams will vie for the World Series championship trophy beginning on Tuesday. And we'll talk about the matchups as well. So a busy third hour still to come right here on Sports 56 Middays on Real Sports Talk, Sports 56, 96.1, 87.7, and now 98.5 FM.
All 75 months at 2.99 APR, G4, LHFO 7472, Outlander, LU02 9957, Eclipse, LZO 15617. Includes all rebates and incentives, PF 59875, excludes tax title and license, offer valid through end of the month with approved credit, dealer stock only. See dealer for complete details.
Gossett's Mitsubishi Madness is in full swing at Gossett Mitsubishi on the Pike, and you'll find deals to get this party started. 2020 Mitsubishi Mirage G4 gets 41 mpg highway. We Gossett at $139 a month or buy for $12,435. 2020 Mitsubishi Outlander Sport, built to handle any adventure at $229 a month or buy for $18,573. And take the 2020 Mitsubishi Eclipse Cross for a spin at $19,107 or $229 a month. Get confidence today, tomorrow, and long into the future with a 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty. Mirage G4, $139 a month. Outlander Sport, $229 a month. And Eclipse Cross, $229 a month. So get to Gossett Mitsubishi today, 1870 Covington Pike, or shop online at memphismitsubishi.com.
If you want it, we got it at Gossett Motor Cars.
Hulu has live sports, which means you can watch football on Hulu Plus Live TV. That's right, from the biggest games to your favorite players like Baker Mayfield. Catch the action live on Hulu. Plus, get access to over 65 live channels and the largest streaming TV library, including exclusive originals and the hottest shows and movies. Start your free trial today so you don't miss a moment. Live TV plan required. Restrictions apply. Learn more at Hulu.com.
Get your gun, Nelly, and saddle up Penelope as Western Trading Days at Sunrise Buick GMC. Old-time trading prices on over 800 new Buicks and GMCs, and the Sunrise Used Car Corral has over 150 in stock. Sunrise has rustled up a good-looking herd of cars and trucks under $99.95. Ranch managers have been told to cut prices to the bone. If you're a good person with bad credit, SunriseMemphis.com will help put your brand on one of these little fillies. Come on in and save some money during Western Trading Days at Sunrise, Covington Pike, Wolf Chase, and Collierville. Cars cost less at Sunrise, partner.
Brian Elder's Roofing Solutions.
Chris Price here for Brian Elder Roofing. The storms we've had over the past several months have been devastating to our communities. The rainy season is ahead. You may have not even noticed the dripping in your attic, water stains throughout your home, or even worse, mold and mildew. Please call Brian Elder Roofing and we will send out our project managers to assess any damage. We will not try to sell you a roof if all you need is a repair. We will measure your roof from outer space. 0% for 60 months, even no payments till 2022 are available with approved credit. If you've noticed missing shingles, water stains, leaks in your roof, call us before you call your insurance company at 867-0303. That's 867-0303, and we will provide a free, thorough inspection of your roof's condition.
Call 867-0303. Brian Elder's Roofing Solutions.
Get ready to fall in love with driving again in your new Kia from Gossett Kia on the Pike. Get everything you want with the 2020 Forte, just $131 a month. Or hit the road in 2020 Soul, $148 a month. And transform your driving experience this fall in the all-new 2021 K5, now $189 a month. All 36-month leases in just $3149 due at signing. And you'll get peace of mind you can trust with a 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty. It's time to get your Kia on at Gossett Kia 1900 Covington Pike, or shop 24/7 at KiaCovingtonPike.com. Ask for Bobby J. He'll put you in a new Kia today.
If you want it, we got it at Gossett Motor Cars.
All 36-month leases, $3149 due at signing, 0 security deposit, excludes acquisition fee, 10,000 miles per year, 20 cents excess mileage, $650 acquisition fee, Forte LE 2249.63, Soul L712-0906, K5MG 003-199. Warranty is a limited powertrain warranty. See Kia.com or retailer for details. Includes all rebates and incentives. PF 598.75. Excludes tax title and license. See dealer for complete details. Not all customers will qualify.
We are Sports 56 WHBQ Memphis, W253DF Memphis, WPGFLP Memphis, and WIVG Tunica Memphis. Flynn Broadcasting Stations.
Now, back to Sports 56 Middays delivered by FedEx. Visit FedEx.com/e-commerce to see how FedEx can help you start, grow, and efficiently manage your business. This hour is also brought to you by East Memphis Ace Hardware at Quince and White Station. Here once again are Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy.
Welcome back. 12:05 the time. Final hour for us today on this busy edition of Sports 56 Middays, Monday, September 28th, 2020. My gosh, we're almost in October already. Great sports weekend. It continues tonight with Monday Night Football. We'll have it for you, the Chiefs and the Ravens. Also, the Stanley Cup can be won tonight. Game 6 of the finals between Dallas and Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay leads 3-2, so if they win, they will win the Cup. If not, they'll go to a Game 7 on Wednesday.
It'd be nice for the Stanley Cup to be won on National Drink Beer Day, even though it's being done up in Canada, so I guess it doesn't work. But
well, they'll drink Molson or Labatt's.
So there's National Drink Beer Day and there's National Beer Day, right? They're separate?
You got to assume there is, right?
They're separate.
I would assume. I know there was
National Six-Pack Day.
There was International Beer Day. Let me see if there's a
National Case Day.
regular National Beer Day.
Well,
yes, National Beer Day is on April 7th.
Spread it out.
September 28th is National Drink Beer Day.
But then, like, on National Beer Day, the only thing you could do to celebrate it is what? Drink beer.
Drink a beer.
Yes.
And
So
again, as Eli said, even in Canada, they're drinking beers, and they'll drink, and the guys will drink right from the Stanley Cup itself.
Are you complaining about these?
No,
Okay.
no,
Gracious. Like,
absolutely not.
More reasons to drink beer are good.
Yeah, I will take part in the festivities.
We are in the Family Leisure Studios where family and fun come together. The world's biggest spa sale going on right now at Family Leisure, 2120 Whitten Road. That's just north of I-40. Choose from hundreds of different spas from multiple manufacturers. Sports 56 Middays is delivered each and every day by our title and presenting sponsor, the great folks at FedEx. Visit FedEx.com/e-commerce to see how FedEx can help you start, grow, and efficiently manage your business. And the third hour of the program is brought to you by East Memphis Ace Hardware at 5143 Quince Road, right next door to Billy Hardwick's All-Star Lanes. They have a state-of-the-art key center and so much more. AceHardware.com online. Ask about their free shipping. 901-683-8688. Open Monday through Saturday, 8 to 7, Sunday, 10 to 4. It is time for our 5 favorite songs.
Five favorite songs.
All right, we do this every day for those just tuning in, and we'll give you a topic, and you got to come up with your 5 favorite songs, and the topic, the key word, the phrase that pays has to be in the title of your song. And today the topic is Hey, H-E-Y. So you need the word Hey in the title of your song. If you haven't sent your lists in, please do so now via the First Bank text line at 67129. And if you're watching us live, you can message us with those lists at Sports56 WHBQ on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Periscope, and Instagram. All right, Eli will start, then me, then Gabe.
All right. I want to start with an honorable mention. I just use this as an honorable mention because it's a song I've used in some other top 5 lists, so I didn't want to put it in the top 5 of this one. Plus, it's really long to write. But the Hey, Won't You Play Another Somebody Done Somebody Wrong song by B.J. Thomas. Fantastic song. Would have been in my top 5, but I've used it a few other times, so I didn't want to use it again.
Okay.
Plus, I like this category because it allowed me to get some different artists in. I kind of like this category.
Thank you for not making me type that paragraph into the YouTube search bar.
There you go. See, I'm looking out for you as well. At number 5, I've got Hey There, Delilah by the Plain White Tees. Number 4, Ho Hey by the Lumineers. Number 3, Hey Good Lookin', Hank Williams. Number 2, Hey Joe by Jimi Hendrix. And number 1's just a song that I think it has to make you happy. It makes you feel good.
1, 2, 3. My baby don't mess around because she loves me so, and this I know for sure. But does she really wanna? But can't stand to see me walk out the door. Don't try to fight the feeling, 'cause the thought alone is killing me right now. Thank God for mom and dad for sticking two together, 'cause we don't know how.
Outcasts, Hey Ya. That's just a song that I'm telling you, you hear that song, it puts you in a better mood.
I can guarantee you, if you're flipping the channels on the radio and that song pops on, you stop and you listen. I love that song.
It's a fun feel good song. To me.
It really is. It really is. All right. Here's my list. Number 5, Hey Soul Sister by Train. Number 4, here it is. You don't have to type it in though, Gabe. Hey, Won't You Play Another Somebody Done Somebody Wrong song by B.J. Thomas. Number 3, Hey Ya by Outkast. Number 2, Hey 19 by Steely Dan. And my obvious number 1.
Don't carry the world up on your shoulder. For well you know that it's a fool who plays it cool by making his world a little colder. Na 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 na.
Jude.
Hey Jude.
Don't
Beatles.
let me down.
Written about Julian Lennon, one of John's kids. Written by Paul McCartney, performed by Paul McCartney and the Beatles.
Good choices, fellas.
I got
Good choices.
the good thing is I get to collect on my $100,000 bet. I collect $1 on that win of Hey Jude being Greg's number one in this category.
50 cents. I don't know what you mean, $1.
I had them at minus 10,000. I had them at minus 10,000.
Okay, all right.
For that one, but no, it was a
lock. It was a virtual lock.
It was pretty obvious.
It's that was that one. And I felt very certain that I knew the number one.
I'm taking wagers on my number one.
Ooh, I don't know.
But I win the money if you guys lose.
No, I will not do it. Yours, I'm not sure. I don't have a good feeling on where you're going with number one.
Yeah,
Here.
this could be anywhere. All right.
Anywhere.
Yep. Any genre. This could be.
Well, there was a wide range of songs in this, like from various genres.
Yes.
That's what I'm not sure where Gabe was.
But I have both of your number one songs in my top 5.
Okay.
So that's that. 5, Hey Ya, Outkast. There you go, Eli. 4, I went Hey Mama by Kanye. I've had it on a list, I think, when we did Mom, Mama, all that. 3, I went Hey Jude, the Beatles. 2, Red Hot Chili Peppers, Snow, and then Hey O. It's called Snow, but then in, parentheses, Hey
Got the parentheses, Hey O.
And then number 1.
I'm going down to shoot my old lady. You know, I caught her messing around with another man. Yeah. I'm going down to shoot my old lady. You know, I caught her messing around with another man. That ain't too cool. Hey, Joe.
There you go, Hey Joe, Jimi Hendrix.
Now, if you would have told me that one of the songs on my list was your number one, that is the one I would have guessed.
I would have had to skew the odds for that one.
Yeah, I think I could have got, if you would have told me that. I had a feeling that song would be on your list. I didn't know if it'd be number one, though.
See, I should have said I thought that would be your number one, except that I thought maybe there was kind of a rap song out there that I didn't know of that you would throw in at number one. But that's a good choice. Good choice.
Yeah, that's a very good song. I came very close to making that number one. That's a fantastic song right there.
All right, our listeners, some have sent in their lists. If you have not and you want to, you still can squeeze in there and get it in under the wire. 67129 is the text line number. Go ahead and send your list via that. Or if you're watching us live, you can message us at Sports56 WHBQ with your lists on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Periscope, and Instagram.
Let's see here. Mark starts us off. Number 5, Hey Bartender by Johnny Lee. Very appropriate on National Drink Beer Day. Number 4, Hey Jude. Number 3, Hey Stupid by Alice Cooper. Number 2, Hey Ladies by the Beastie Boys. And number 1, Hey Good Lookin', Hank Williams. Carolyn, number 5, Hey Young World by Slick Rick. Number 4, Hey Ya. Number 3, Hey 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 Out of the Blue, Neil Young. Very good choice. Very good choice. Yep. That was one I kind of wanted to get on my list but couldn't find a spot. Number 2, Hey Soul Sister. And number 1, Hey Jude. Honorable mention to Hey Babe. Hey Baby, they're playing our song by the Buckinghams. Downtown Leo. Number 5, Hey Jupiter, Tori Amos. Hey, Tori. I like getting Tori on somebody other than Nico's list. Number 4, Hey Joe. Number 3, Hey Now by Oasis. Number 2, Hey Jude. And number 1, Hey Jealousy by the Gin Blossoms.
Oh, that's a good song.
Mm-hmm. Marshall Dillon checks in. Number 5, Hey Willie by Waylon Jennings. Number 4, Hey Baby, No Doubt. Number 3, Hey A-Hole by Watsky and Kate Nash. Number 2, Hey Pretty Girl by Kip Moore. And number 1, Say Hey, the Willie Mays song by the Treniers.
There's a song? Yeah, that's right. Say Hey Willie, won't you? Yeah, I think I know the song. Wow, that's pretty good.
Honorable mention, Watermelon in Easter Hay by Frank Zappa. That's the wrong hay.
Yeah.
It's got to be H-E-Y. We're not talking about H-A-Y, hay here.
We're making no H-A-Y. We're making no hay.
Let's see here. Number 5, Hey 19, Steely Dan. Number 4, Hey Porter by Johnny Cash. Number 3, Hey Lottie Mama by Steppenwolf. Number 2, Hey Man, Nice Shot by Filter. And number 1, Hey Stupid by Alice Cooper. Bobby in Midtown. Number 5, Hey Good Looking, the Leon Russell version. Number 4, Hey Julia by Robert Palmer. Number 3, Hey Hey What Can I Do by Led Zeppelin. Number 2, Hey Baby by Ted Nugent. And number 1, Hey Jude, the Wilson Pickett version.
Oh, come on.
Featuring Dwayne Allman on guitar. Classic.
Come on. Come on now. It could be on your list, but it's got to be behind Hey Jude by the Beatles. Sorry. Sacrilegious.
Raider Corey. Number 5, Hey Lover, LL Cool J and Boys to Men. Number 4, Hey Mickey, Tony Basil. I'll admit, little lame, but love the beat.
Hey Mickey. Is it Hey Mickey? Or is it just Mickey? I think it's just Mickey, isn't it?
I don't know.
I'll have to look it up. Great song.
Number 3, Hey Soul Sister. Number 2, Hey Mr. DJ by, was that Zane?
Okay, sir.
I don't know. Looks like there's a little accent mark there in the end of Zhane, but there's a little accent mark over the E, it looks like. Number 1, Hey Ya by Outkast. Lou and KC. Number 5, My, Hey Hey Out of the Blue.
Yep.
Let's see, what is this? Or Into the Black. Is there 2 different songs, one Out of the Blue or Into the Black?
It's one song, I think, isn't it?
I don't know. I'm a little confused by that one. Not going to worry about it. Hey 19. Number 3, Hey There Lonely Girl by Eddie Holman.
Eddie Holman, yeah, I consider that one. That's a really good song.
Number 2, Hey Girl, Freddie Scott. And number 1, Hey You, Get Off of My Mountain by the Dramatics. Ray in Cordova, honorable mention to Hey Girl, Freddie Scott, and Ho Hey, the Lumineers. Number 5, Hey Hey, What Can I Do, Led Zeppelin. Number 4, Hey Won't You Play Another Somebody Done Somebody Wrong song. Number 3, Hey 19. Number 2, Nana, Hey Hey, Kiss Him Goodbye by Steam.
You know that one, right?
Yeah. Number 1, Hey Jude.
By the Beatles. Not by Slim Pickens, whoever else with it.
John from Covington, Hey Jude. Hey You by Pink Floyd.
Another good song.
Hey Joe, Jimi Hendrix. Mm-hmm. Hey Won't You Play, another, that whole thing. B.J. Thomas. And Hey Mama by the Black Eyed Peas. Somebody says, Hey There Delilah, Plain White Tees. Yes, had that on my list.
God, I hate that song.
Somebody says, Hey, 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 it's Fat Albert.
Yeah, I wrote it down here. I was going to bring that up later.
Somebody else says, what about the classic Hey by Lil Jon, LOL. On Facebook, Billy. Number 5, Hey World, Lee Bryce. Number 4, Hey Leonardo, She Likes Me for Me by Blessed Union of Souls. Number 3, Hey Cowgirl, Randall King. Number 2, Hey George, Hey Hank by Hank Thompson and George Jones. Mm-hmm. Number 1, Hey Hey, What Can I Do, Hootie and the Blowfish. Honorable mention to Hey Look Me Over by Bing Crosby and Rosemary Clooney.
Is that the one that goes, Hey Look Me Over, and has a 4-leaf clover in there somewhere? Text in, listen.
Yes, it does.
Is it the one?
I have no idea. I don't know.
I'm looking over. No, I'm looking over. By the way, I see where a lot of times they have Hey Mickey, but I had to look up Tony Basil and her history and all that, and they have quotation marks Mickey. I think it's just Mickey, so I can't accept Hey Mickey for
you
Tony
have
Basil
failed
song.
the class, sir.
But I can see where you think it's good because there's some where it says Hey Mickey, but it's not. I think the song's Mickey.
Raider Corey, you have been banned. Greg says no. Brandy, first Raider Corey takes a loss by his Raiders, and now you're telling him his song doesn't count. What a rough week for him.
Sorry, Corey.
Brandy, Hey There Lonely Girl, new edition. Hey by Hanson. I don't think we've had Hanson mentioned before.
We haven't done an Bop yet.
Number 3, Hey You, Jonas Brothers. Boy, this is weird. This is a great list. I'm surprised Greg didn't have some of these on his. Number 2, Hey Mr. DJ, keep playing that song, Backstreet Boys. And number 1, Hey Angel, One Direction. Honorable mention to Hey Steven by Taylor Swift. Greg, how many of those songs do you have on your phone?
Big donut.
That is a great list. Thank you, Brandy. Thank you for coming with the boy band strength today. Like it. Bobby, number 5, Hey Good Looking. Number 4, Hey There Delilah. Number 3, Hey Lover, LL Cool J and Boys to Men. Number 2, Hey Girl, Billy Currington. And number 1, Hey Tonight by CCR. I don't understand his honorable mention.
Honorable mention.
Has no hay in it. Oye Como Va does not have hay in it. So why would that be an honorable mention?
I don't know. What would that be? Spanish? Is one of those words hay in Spanish?
I do not know
I don't believe so.
My couple years of
Spanish.
Yeah,
Oye actually does
Is
mean hey. I looked it up. Yeah.
Okay.
Does it really?
So it does
Okay.
count. That's
How
a
about
good
that?
honorable mention.
Very good.
Thank
Okay.
you.
I apologize, Bobby. I did not know that. Very well done.
There you go. You learned a little Spanish as well today on the program.
So what does that fully translate to then?
Hey, come
Hey, come here?
Come here? Hey, come here? We'll accept that, even though it's probably wrong. What is
Hey, how's it going?
That's what it
hey,
is?
how's it going?
Hey, how's it going?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
That's a
Como-
great song too.
Como,
By the
yeah,
way,
that's
nothing like that. That's a great song.
Bobby. That's very well done.
Thanks for the education, Bobby.
I like that.
Appreciate it.
Coming strong here. Let's see here. We got another couple. Somebody said Dwayne has Hey Paula by Paul and Paula.
Paul and Paula, yeah. Hey, Paula, yeah.
Number 5, Hey Bulldog, the Beatles.
right.
Number 4, I guess. They didn't put number 4. I don't unless this is a tie for 5. Hey Negrita by the Rolling Stones. Number 3, Hey Jude, Wilson Pickett's version.
Ugh.
Number 2, Hey Baby by Bruce. Is it Chanel or Channel?
I don't know.
Featuring Delbert McClinton. And number 1, Hey Joe, with an honorable mention to Hey Jealousy. No name on that list. I think that's all of them.
Okay. So I'm going to use for tomorrow a suggestion from one of our listeners. It was, I forget who it was, but they suggested Turn. So Turn or Turning for tomorrow's 5 favorite songs. Sound good? Turn or Turning, that was a listener suggestion. And again, if you have any suggestions for topics, please text in at 67129. Let us know. You may not remember all the topics that we've done, so it may be a repeat, but no big deal. We'll decipher it and figure out what we haven't used.
If I get a song by Tina Turner, do I get a double word score?
No double word score. A schedule update announced by the American Conference. The Tigers game against the University of Houston, the game that was originally scheduled for September 19th, has been rescheduled for Saturday, December 5th. The time and television to be announced at a later date. So Saturday, December 5th.
The date that was expected. They've got those built-in days there at the end of the season to try and make up games, and there will probably be more games that want to be played on that day if I had to guess.
I know we got the music here to take us to the break, but before that, I do want to tell you about FanDuel. Tennessee sports betting is almost here, and FanDuel Sportsbook is giving you an exclusive offer to get started. Check this out. FanDuel Sportsbook is giving users $50 in free bets just for signing up. You heard that right. They're giving you $50 in free site credit to register and verify early with no deposit required. FanDuel is America's #1 sports betting site for a reason. They've got odds on all the biggest sports and simple, intuitive app that makes it easy to find the bet you're looking for, then you lock it in. And unlike other sports books, once you win, FanDuel gets you your cash in as little as 24 hours. Why? Because they know it's the right thing to do. But right now, the right thing for you to do is download the FanDuel Sportsbook app and check out their fantastic app for yourself. And just to be sure to sign up and register, using the promo code GASMAN so they know we sent you. When you verify your account, you'll receive $50 in site credit when FanDuel Sportsbook is live. That's promo code GASMAN to get $50 in site credit when FanDuel Sportsbook is live. You got to be 21 and over, present in Tennessee. Site credit is not withdrawable and expires 7 days after receipt. Terms apply. See sportsbookfanduel.com for details. Gambling problem? Call Redline at 1-800-889-9789. This is B.J. Thomas to take us to the break.
So play for me a sad melody, so sad that it makes everybody cry.
Take Sports 56 with you on your phone or tablet. Download our official Sports 56 app today.
All 75 months at 2.99 APR, G4, LHFO 7472, Outlander, LU 029957, Eclipse, LZO 15617. Includes all rebates and incentives, PF 59875, excludes tax, title, and license. Offer valid through end of the month with approved credit dealer stock only. See dealer for complete details.
Gossett's Mitsubishi Madness is in full swing at Gossett Mitsubishi on the Pike, and you'll find deals to get this party started. 2020 Mitsubishi Mirage G4 gets 41 MPG Highway. We Gossett at $139 a month or buy for $12,435. 2020 Mitsubishi Outlander Sport, built to handle any adventure at $229 a month or buy for $18,573. And take the 2020 Mitsubishi Eclipse Cross for a spin at $19,107 or $229 a month. Get confidence today, tomorrow, and long into the future with a 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty. Mirage G4, $139 a month. Outlander Sport, $229 a month. And Eclipse Cross, $229 a month. So get to Gossett Mitsubishi today, 1870 Covington Pike, or shop online at memphismitsubishi.com.
If you want it, we got it at Gossett Motor Cars.
Looking for a high-efficiency planting solution? The Case IH 2150 Early Riser Planter combines the industry's most accurate planter technologies with a rugged row unit for a fast and uniform emergence. The Case IH 2150 Early Riser operates at your speed and adapts to unique field conditions so that you can maximize your yield potential. Stop in or call Mid-South Ag Equipment at 662-890-3141 to learn more. That's Mid-South Ag, your Case IH Equipment headquarters.
Hi, this is Troy Five-Ash, owner of Five-Ash Roof Services. You've heard me talk about how we offer the best products, the best warranties, and the best services for years. Now let's talk about pricing. Pricing should never be the only reason you hire a contractor, but in today's world, pricing is always a consideration. So we suggest you get 2 or 3 estimates for your roof replacement from a reputable, licensed, and insured company, and then give us a call. If we can't beat your best price for a comparable roof system by more than $100, we'll give you $100. It's that simple. We are so sure we can offer you the best price, beating all other qualified companies. We will hand you $100 if we can't, and thank you for the opportunity. So give us a call. What's the worst thing that's going to happen? Make $100? Five-Ash Roof Services, a proud supporter of Tiger Athletics and the official roofer of the Tigers home team. Five-Ash Roof Services, fair, honest, and ethical. 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com.
Five-Ash Roofing, it's what we do. We're here for you.
Get ready to fall in love with driving again in your new Kia from Gossett Kia on the Pike. Get everything you want with the 2020 Forte, just $131 a month. Or hit the road in 2020 Soul, $148 a month. And transform your driving experience this fall in the all-new 2021 K5, now $189 a month. All 36-month leases in just $31.49 due at signing. And you'll get peace of mind you can trust with a 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty. It's time to get your Kia on at Gossett Kia 1900 Covington Pike, or shop 24/7 at KiaCovingtonPike.com. Ask for Bobby J. He'll put you in a new Kia today.
If you want it, we got it at Gossett Motor Cars.
All 36-month leases, $31.49 due at signing, 0 security deposit, excludes acquisition fee, 10,000 miles per year, 20 cents excess mileage, $650 acquisition fee, Forte, LE 2249.63, Soul, L712-0906, K5MG 003-199. Warranty is a limited powertrain warranty. See Kia.com or retailer for details. Includes all rebates and incentives, PF 59875. Excludes tax, title, and license. See dealer for complete details. Not all customers will qualify.
Have you been back to Burlington lately? Your store is now restocked, so hurry in for more unbelievable deals on amazing brands and styles at up to 60% off other retailers' prices every day. Stop back in to see the fabulous values you've come to love, with more arriving all the time. Whether it's back to school, work, or just back, head back into your Burlington today and start getting more value for less again. Burlington, love the deals.
Upgrade your commute at Acura of Memphis. Seize the thrill and test drive one of our award-winning models, each packed with cutting-edge technology, luxurious amenities, and a driving experience that's sure to awaken your inner self. Driving shouldn't be a chore, it should be an adventure. Advance your drive today, shop our aggressive lease and finance options now, luxury is waiting at Acura of Memphis, or shop online 24/7, visit AcuraofMemphis.com.
Listen Sundays at 11 a.m. to join Idlewild Presbyterian Church for worship. Idlewild is a PCUSA church located in Midtown Memphis.
Now, back to Sports 56 Middays delivered by FedEx. Visit FedEx.com/e-commerce to see how FedEx can help you start, grow, and efficiently manage your business. This hour is also brought to you by East Memphis Ace Hardware at Quince and White Station. Here once again are Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy.
He was a hard-headed man. He was brutally handsome.
No surprise here. Matt Nagy has named Nick Foles as the starting quarterback in Chicago. The Mitch Trubisky era may be over.
Are you going to go buy the jersey? You becoming a Bears fan now? I know you love Nick Foles more than anybody else. Excited?
If I was one of those kind of guys who buys jerseys and keeps jerseys and does all that stuff, I probably would. I do like Nick Foles. I like him a lot. I've told you that for years. I mean,
oh, believe me, I know.
Yeah, and I'm right. Nick Foles is way better than Trubisky. Way better. Way better.
Well, being better than Mitch Trubisky isn't saying
He's
anything.
better than Wentz. I'm sorry. I know Carson Wentz is more physical. He has the tools. Carson Wentz, look at his numbers right now. Carson Wentz is like last in almost every quarterback category. I mean, it's really bad. QBR, all that stuff. He's turned it over most interceptions. He's not good. There's chatter in Philadelphia, which I think is ridiculous, that Jalen Hurts should take over. But that's not going to happen. Doug Peterson's standing by his guy. But it's not crazy when you think about it. When you think of little Kyler Murray and what he's doing in Arizona, but Jalen Hurts doesn't have the speed of Kyler Murray, and I don't even know if he has the arm strength of him. But Jalen Hurts, a guy who can move out of the pocket. I mean, Wentz is, I don't know. I never thought he was the guy. I thought that Nick Foles, they won because of Nick Foles. And the Jacksonville thing didn't work out. It's just the whole thing in Jacksonville's a mess. But when he went to Chicago, I thought.
So was it better a mess at every one of the other teams that got rid of him?
No, I think he's a great. He's obviously a better guy coming off the bench than a starter, and he's proven that. But
in the last 2 years alone, he lost his job to Gardner Minshew and couldn't beat out Mitch Trubisky for the starting job. But you think he's great?
Coaches make wrong decisions. They do make wrong decisions. Every single decision a coach makes is not always right. And even though I never played in the NFL, it doesn't mean that I can't have my thought that could be actually right. Because I do know the game. You know the game. Obviously, Gabe's played the game. It doesn't mean just because somebody's in a power of a coaching position that they're always going to be right with the decision.
Okay, but with Nick Foles, it's 5 different teams. Are we just saying that everybody just keeps being wrong on Nick Foles and he's actually really good?
I'm not saying he's Aaron Rodgers.
You keep saying how good he is.
Compared to Trubisky and Wentz. That's all I've compared him to is Trubisky and Wentz. I think Philadelphia made the wrong decision, and I think Chicago started with the wrong decision, and very quickly they realized it's not Trubisky. All right, let's move on. NBA final is set, and it will begin on Wednesday. The Los Angeles Lakers. And I said, look, I'll pat myself on the back. I said the Lakers over the Clippers. I said the Lakers are a better team. People were all over the Clippers. The Lakers are just a better team. When you have Anthony Davis in the middle, and then let's give a lot of credit, please, where credit is due to LeBron James. He went for a triple-double on Saturday, with 38 points, 16 rebounds, and 10 assists. The guy's 100 years old. 10th NBA final now.
He's not 100. His hair, that's just his hairline. He's not 100 at all.
I think he's 3-6 in the finals, right? 3 NBA titles. 2 in Miami, 1 in Cleveland.
Yes,
correct. So he's trying to win his 4th in 10 years. And that's not a great – I know Michael was 6 for 6. But LeBron James, at his age, putting up 38, 16, and 10, and the Lakers were able to down Denver in 5. And Jalen Murray was hobbled. There's no question it wasn't the Murray we've been seeing all bubble long in that Game 5. And Jokic was taken out of it a little bit by Davis and the defense, whether it was Dwight Howard or whoever was in there, JaVale McGee, for the Lakers. But I give the credit to the Lakers. I thought they had the better team. I think playoff Rondo has been really, really good. And they'll be a favorite, I'm sure, over Miami. But it doesn't mean that Miami can't win this darn thing because the Heat have been the surprise. The 5 seed wins it in the East. They take care of business with a 117, make that a 125-113 win over the Celtics. The Lakers game on Saturday was 117-107. But the game yesterday, the Heat beat the Celtics 125-113 to win that series 4-2. And a lot of praise being thrown Jimmy Butler's way, and understandably so. But Duncan Robinson, Tyler Hero, Bam Adebayo with a great bounce-back game. On and on and on. Goran Dragic has been fantastic. And Miami will be the underdog, but I think it's going to be a fun NBA final, Eli.
It could be. There's no doubt. LeBron on Saturday, there was a stretch there in the fourth quarter where he just took over. It was like, okay, here we go. And he just kept making everything. He just did whatever he wanted to do. It was make a 3 one time, go to the basket the next. Like it was the vintage LeBron of, okay, I'm just better than all you guys. There's nothing you can do about it. And then yesterday, Bam Adebayo had a stretch like that in that fourth quarter as well.
Yep.
There was about a 2-minute stretch where he did everything you could possibly imagine. It was unbelievable to watch him just take over that game.
He was bad in Game 5, and he was out to redeem himself in Game 6, and he certainly did. You're absolutely right. He took over in that stretch. And let's give a lot of credit to that relationship between Pat Riley and Eric Spoelstra. It has been dynamite. These guys have had a great working relationship for a number of years, and it has benefited Miami, and where they have been and the championships they've won. So Spoelstra's really, really good. Really, really good at what he does. And I think he has the edge as far as coaching against Vogel. But when you have LeBron James and Anthony Davis, you have the edge in personnel. Team-wise, continuity-wise, I think the Heat has played exceptionally well as a unit. But the Lakers haven't been bad. So I think the Lakers win this thing. I think they'll win it in 6. Yourself?
You have to pick the Lakers to win. I mean, they have to be an overwhelming favorite in this when you've got LeBron and Anthony Davis. I would say the Lakers win it they've won every other series in 5, so I'll take them in 5.
Gabe?
See, Eli's been taking all my guesses. He took Kyle Trask from last week for SEC passing yards leader. I'm going to have to say Lakers in 5. I like the Heat, but they've got to be at this point running on fumes. I really do believe that.
Yeah, look, I could even see the Heat being swept if Bam Adebayo is not a factor going up against the physicality of Howard or Morris or McGee, one of those guys. They have a Morris, right?
Markeith.
They have one of the Morrises.
So he doesn't play much.
But I mean, just physical guys that they could throw in there when they have to. I think that would put a lot more pressure on Duncan Robinson and Tyler Hero to keep knocking down those threes like they've done throughout the bubble. And then certainly with Jimmy Butler, they'll do a really good job in trying to double up Jimmy as much as they can and prevent him from taking over games. So, I mean, I could see that happening. But because Miami has surprised everybody, I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt and give them a couple wins to get this thing to 6. I'm going to give them, 2 wins would get them to 6. So I'll give them 2 wins, but I could easily see this thing being a sweep. All right, college basketball news. This could be a big week for the University of Memphis. They are expected to. Well, it is going to happen that John Camden, who is kind of Tyler Hero-esque, he's a tall shooter, and he's a 4-star guy, and Jordan Nesbitt, also a 4-star guy, are both announcing this week. I think Camden on Wednesday and Nesbitt on Thursday. And there's a
so I guess I'm assuming Camden is white.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, he's white. He's a white guy.
So we just had to find the most relevant white guy kind of guy to compare him to.
Well, right now, I mean, who's the hottest shooter from the outside? It's Hero.
That's not you. I'm just saying it's funny. It's just the way we are in comparing basketball players.
Well, that's what I was told. It was like Tyler Hero.
Yes, I know, because that's what everybody will do. Everybody will always compare the white guy to some other white guy out there.
Yeah. I mean, it happens, right or wrong. It happens an awful lot. But Hero is, this guy is supposedly a great shooter, and he's seriously considering Memphis. He's down to 3 for his pick. I think he's the one down to 3, or is it Nesbitt down to 3? But what we're hearing is that there's a good chance they could land both these guys later this week. So, again, Camden on Wednesday, John Camden, and Jordan Nesbitt on Thursday, both 4-star players. All right, NBA final is set. We got Game 6 tonight in the Stanley Cup final, and the Major League Baseball postseason begins mañana. We have 16 teams. So they've increased the number of playoff teams, which I don't like, but I understand this year. We also have best 2 of 3 wild card series where nobody gets a bye and everybody's playing. And I absolutely love that. So in the National League, you have the 1 seed, the Dodgers, versus the 8 seed, the Brewers. The 2 seed, the Braves, versus the 7 seed, the Reds. The 3 seed, the Cubs, versus the 6 seed, the Marlins. And the 4 seed, the Padres. And the 5 seed, the Cardinals. The Brewers get in under 500, as does the Astros. So first time it's ever happened in Major League Baseball history, but again, it's a 60-game season, regular season, and all things were off the rails anyway. But good matchups. I'll get to the American League in a second, Eli. But your Cubbies in there against a Marlins team that has played exceptionally well, coming off 105 losses last year. What do you think about initially about these playoff series?
I think it's going to be fun just because of just this whole first round being different, and the idea of 3-game series to get things started. I think the Braves-Reds could be a fantastic series just because I think the Reds are extremely scary with that starting staff in a 3-game series. The Cardinals-Padres, is I think a good matchup. Cubs-Marlins. This Marlins team I just know so little about because you didn't, without playing them during the regular season, and there's so many young guys that you don't know much about. Mm-hmm. I don't know what to expect out of the Marlins series with the Cubs.
What about these other matchups here? What jumps out at you? The Cardinals, I told you when we made our predictions, they'll get in, they'll find a way. You look at that lineup and you go, how are they even that good? They had all the issues with COVID, and now they're going to play one of the most entertaining teams out there in the Padres.
Yeah, the 2 offenses are night and day. The Padres have one of the best offenses in the game, and the Cardinals' offense is not very good at all. Cardinals' bullpen is really good. You got to give the Cardinals credit for everything they went through and end up playing 2 fewer games, all of that. Like that, the idea that the Marlins and Cardinals both made the postseason after what they had to go through in losing players and everything else and all of those things early in the schedule, I give those 2 teams a heck of a lot of credit for getting in. The Cardinals and that seems like a tough task for the Cardinals to try and beat the Padres.
I think so too, but I never doubt the Cardinals. The Dodgers are going to roll the Brewers. I would be stunned if the Brewers won that series. The one I think you mentioned Marlins. We don't know a lot about the Marlins, but the one that I'm looking at is the Braves and the Reds because the Reds have gotten red hot the last 3 weeks. The Reds were out of it. They were expected to be in the mix from the get-go this year because of that rotation. Then they start the season off, and they're nowhere close, and they put it all together in the last 3 weeks, and now they have, in a short series, they throw some arms out there. Who knows if they could stymie the Braves with all their hitting and win the series?
Yeah, like I said, I think the Reds are maybe the most dangerous team. If you're trotting out Trevor Bauer, Luis Castillo, and Sonny Gray in a 3-game series, if they do go with Gray there, that's tough to beat. They are that is and their offense has gotten better because Eugenio Suarez has started to. He was terrible for the first month and a half, and he has come around, started hitting. Votto started hitting a little bit as well. I've said all along I did not want the Cubs to get the Reds. I don't think the Cubs would have scored a run against the Reds in a series. And so if the Cubs do beat the Marlins, I hope Atlanta beats the Reds. I do not want – if the Cubs play the Reds, they will get killed by the Reds.
In the American League, the Rays are the 1 seed against the 8 seed, the Blue Jays. That could be a lot of fun. You got the A's, the 2. Do I have this right? The A's, the 2, and the White Sox, the 7?
Yeah, the White Sox fell from the number 1 seed to the number 7 seed in about, 10 days, I think it was? I mean,
they just went cold.
That's tough because they went on a losing streak, and meanwhile, Cleveland and Minnesota wouldn't lose, really. So that's, they were the number 1 seed in the American League about a week, 10 days ago, and now they end up getting in as a third-place team in their division.
3 seed, the Twins versus the 6 seed, the Astros. The Astros barely get in with a losing record. I think Jose Altuve hit .217 this year, and everybody's looking at them going, see, if you don't know the signs, you can't hit that well. And then the Indians and the Yankees, 4-5. Yankees are a 5 seed. You talk about a dangerous 5 seed, they're like the Miami Heat.
Yeah, but they've got that's going to be that series to me is fascinating because the offense of the Yankees versus that starting pitching of the Indians, I think sets that up to be just really, really fun. We will see there what wins out. The pitching matchup to start that series with Garrett Cole against Shane Bieber is as good as you could possibly ever want.
And tomorrow, Dave Sampson's going to join us to preview the Major League Baseball playoffs. Of course, the former president of the Miami Marlins.
The folks over at Fleet Feet, the people to go see if you're looking for running gear, want to get shoes just right for you, the folks at Fleet Feet will do that by taking a look at the way you run or walk when you go visit them at either one of their 2 locations. And then based on the way you run or walk, they will fit you with shoes just right for you. They are in East Memphis in the Laurelwood Shopping Center, and they are out in Collierville at Poplar and Houston Levy next door to the Hueys. You could go to either location. They've got folks in there that can help you. They're all about runners, everything that you would possibly need. They've got it for you at Fleet Feet. So go see them at either one of the 2 locations. They're also online at fleetfeetmemphis.com.
All right, we'll put a bow on this busy Monday edition of Middays when we return. This is Real Sports Talk, Sports 56, 96.1, 87.7, and now 98.5 FM.
Broadcasting from the Family Leisure Studio, we are Sports 56, 96.1, and 87.7.
Chris Price here for Brian Elder Roofing. The storms we've had over the past several months have been devastating to our communities. The rainy season is ahead. You may have not even noticed the dripping in your attic, water stains throughout your home, or even worse, mold and mildew. Please call Brian Elder Roofing and we will send out our project managers to assess any damage. We will not try to sell you a roof if all you need is a repair. We will measure your roof from outer space. 0% for 60 months, even no payments till 2022 are available with approved credit. If you've noticed missing shingles, water stains, leaks in your roof, call us before you call your insurance company at 867-0303. That's 867-0303, and we will provide a free, thorough inspection of your roof's condition.
Call 867-0303. Brian Elder's Roofing Solutions.
Hi, this is Jay Farner, CEO of Rocket Mortgage. Making the right financial decisions has never been more important. We can help guide you to those right decisions now, when they matter most. Mortgage rates are near historic lows, so when you call 8338-ROCKET or visit us at rocketmortgage.com to start your refinance, you'll be well on your way to saving money every month. The rate today on our 30-year fixed-rate mortgage is 3.375%, APR 3.59%. Right now could be a great time for you to take some positive financial steps forward with a cash-out refinance from Rocket Mortgage, which could give you the boost that you're looking for. In addition, we may be able to help you refinance with little or no out-of-pocket costs. At Rocket Mortgage, we're committed to every client, every time, no exceptions, no excuses, giving you the best mortgage experience. Call us today at 8338-ROCKET or go to rocketmortgage.com to learn more.
Rates subject to change. Pay 1.875% fee to receive this discounted rate. Call for cost information and conditions. Equal housing lender. Licensed in all 50 states. NMLS number 3030.
I'm John Conway with Conway Services. When was the last time you had your air conditioning system tuned up? What about your heating system safety check? Good news, you can get both at the same time this month. Call Conway Services for our 16-point Energy Saver Super Tune-Up on your air conditioning system for only $69. We'll remove years of dirt, grime, and leaves from your air conditioning system. It's like taking your air conditioner to a car wash, all for only $69. And we'll include a heating system safety check at no charge. That's right, Conway Services 16-point Energy Saver Super Tune-Up for only $69, and we'll include a heating system safety check at no charge, making sure your heating system is ready for this winter. If that's not enough, we'll include a carbon monoxide test, all for only $69. So call Conway Services, the Mid-South's premier heating, cooling, plumbing, and electric service company at 384-3511. And call this week, and we'll perform your super tune-up for only $57 with a free heating system safety check.
Call 384-3511. Conway Services. Call Conway today.
I'm here with the great Pat Donahue from the Rendezvous Restaurant Shipping Department.
Thanks, Brett. We've been shipping our ribs all over the country now for decades from our USDA-inspected shipping kitchen in the Pinch District. We hand-cook our ribs in pits that Mr. Charlie built over charcoal, just like they do at the restaurant.
So what comes in a rib box?
We could do pork shoulder, we could do ribs, our sauce, seasoning, baked beans, coleslaw. We'll even throw in Pancho's cheese dip with our nacho boxes. We also put a bag of Rendezvous seasoned popcorn, heating instructions, some chef hats, some wet naps, and some other helpful tips from our kitchen. We ship our ribs overnight, exclusively FedEx. And we put them in nice packaging. We don't ever want to use styrofoam, so we use corrugated cardboard, actually 2 boxes that fit nice together, so the ribs get to you, your loved ones, or your clients in a safe, wholesome manner. Rendezvous ribs are perfect for out-of-town clients, customers, loved ones. We also ship ribs for any occasion.
Where do we order these great ribs?
You can go to www.hogsfly.com or give us a call at 1-888-464-7359.
Charlie Burgos' Rendezvous Restaurant in the alley since 1948.
The day has come for huge savings at Gossett Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram Fiat with Jeep Adventure Days and Ram Power Days going strong on Covington Pike. Get 0% APR plus no payments for 90 days. New 2020 Jeep Cherokee Latitude IIHS Top Safety Pick $21,740 or $275 a month. 2020 Dodge Challenger, a muscle car with best-in-class cargo volume $24,690 or $318 a month. 2020 Dodge Charger, America's fastest 4-door muscle car $24,990 or $329 a month. And 2020 Ram 1500 Tradesman Quad Cab $366 a month. Drive past the rest. Come to the best. Gossett Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram Fiat 1901 Covington Pike. Online GossettMotorCars.net.
If you want it, we got it at Gossett Motor Cars.
All 75 months at 3.99 APR, 3,500 down. Must finance through Chrysler, Cherokee, LD 561583, Challenger LH 214740, Charger LH 116732, 1500 LS 139-171. See dealer for complete details. Offer valid through end of the month with approved credit. Dealer stock only.
Now, back to Sports 56 Middays delivered by FedEx. Visit FedEx.com/e-commerce to see how FedEx can help you start, grow, and efficiently manage your business. This hour is also brought to you by East Memphis Ace Hardware at Quince and White Station. Here once again are Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy.
Middle of the road. He's trying to find me.
According to reports, Mike Norvell is cleared to return to practice Tuesday for Florida State. He's been quarantined for 10 days.
Not sure that's a good thing. He might want to stay away for a while longer from that thing. So somebody texted him, 67129, first big text line. They said, why do they call it the bullpen? That's a very good question that there is no real definitive answer for. Because I have actually looked this up. When I was a kid, I had never understood it. And I remember trying to find a good answer for it. And I looked it up again. But there is no real definitive answer that everybody agrees on as to why it is called a bullpen.
Are any of the choices that back in the day when baseball was invented by Admiral Doubleday and things started to progress and they would have relief pitchers, that they would warm up back there away from the field where there was a pen and they actually had bulls in there, like raised bulls, farm animals or some sort of thing, and that's where you had to warm up out there. I mean, I bet you there's some connection to that. I'm just making it up, and I bet you
there's nothing to do with live actual bulls.
Are you sure? Are you sure?
The two most common theories in finding it in references back in the day in newspapers or whatever was that there's one that it is that they back in the day when games were all played during the day, and essentially every ballpark had a Bull Durham tobacco sign oftentimes the relief pitchers would warm up in the shadows of the Bull Durham sign.
Oh, okay.
There's another one that apparently in the 1800s, late 1800s, late arriving fans were allowed to come into the game, and there was an area down the line that was roped off, and that's where they could watch the end of the game. Over the years, that kind of became the area where bullpens normally were in ballparks, is down the lines like that. And so they kind of took it from that, and that was the way they had them roped off. They kind of looked at them as like that was like the pen, a pen area that you would have for bowls or something.
I like mine better.
But it's but there's nobody really knows exactly why it is called a bullpen. It's just something that has evolved over the years, and that's what we go with. Time now for one final thing.
Before Greg and Eli get out of here for the day, they each have one final thing they think you should know to make it through the rest of your day. So here are Greg and Eli with one final thing.
Well, Joe Montana, the Hall of Fame quarterback known as Joe Cool, was pretty cool along with his wife when confronted by a home intruder over the weekend. The intruder attempted to kidnap their 9-month-old grandchild, according to law enforcement officials. According to the L.A. County Sheriff's Department, Montana told deputies that his grandchild was sleeping in a playpen on Saturday when an unknown woman entered their home in Malibu, grabbed the child. Montana and his wife Jennifer confronted the woman, whom authorities later identified as Sadse Dalzell. They tried to de-escalate the situation and asked her to give back their grandchild. After a tussle, Jennifer Montana pried the child out of Dalzell's arms, according to law enforcement officials. Wow! How about Montana?
Yeah, that was a weird story. That's a scary situation. I don't even.
Lock your freaking door, by the way. Even in Malibu. Maybe even more so in Malibu. That is wild and wacky.
So we're talking about Bam Adebayo and his performance for the Heat. This is amazing. So this is players that have had a 30-point, 10 rebound, 5 assist game in game 6 or 7 of a conference final since 2010. Paul Pierce, LeBron James, Kevin Durant, Steph Curry, and Bam Adebayo.
Wow. That's select company.
It's not a bad list to join. That's one of those, if you're like wait a second, can this guy fit in with these other guys? That's how good Bam Adebayo was in that game last night.
And he'll need to be just as good if the Heat has any chance to win the NBA Final over the Los Angeles Lakers. Big thanks to Barrett Salih for joining us on the program today. All right, tomorrow, here's the lineup. We'll be joined by the Honorable Mayor of the City of Memphis, Jim Strickland, Connor O'Gara from Saturday Down South. He will join us at 10:25 in his usual time slot. Dave Sampson, the former president of the Marlins, to break down and preview the Major League Baseball playoffs. Also, just been told that we may have him tomorrow, may not start till next week, but in the Tuesday slot, where Steve Macy did such a great job for us, we're going to have Jeff Crane, the deputy AD at the University of Memphis, on a weekly basis. So we're very excited about that. Also tomorrow, 2.5 questions, Humdinger's Trivia, and our 5 favorite songs. The topic is the word turn or turning. Also, we'll have our NFL 3 stars from week number 3. Sports 56 Happy Hour with Johnny Radio is next. For Eli and Gabe, I'm Greg. Enjoy the rest of your Monday, everybody.
All gonna miss it a lot. All the whiskey